king of random prize machine box. One day, a golden tree took root in this world. The tree's name was Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil grew rapidly, covering the world, and among countless cultures, it created new worlds based on games. The new world that Yggdrasil created was called the Labyrinth. People called it the God's Game. However, not everyone could become a player in the God's Game. A worker said, work's finally over for today. Dismiss immediately. His friend said, what are you staring at? Return your equipment and scram. Anyone caught keeping gear like last time will be ground alive. As a boy took off his helmet, an old man grabbed him and said, Hey, 7017. Good job today. Got something nice in stock for a change. Want it for cheap? It's data dope. Since it's data-based, it's less risky than powder or liquid. But that doesn't mean the high is any weaker. The old man suddenly moved away. The old man said, That cocky bastard acting all high and mighty? You're just another unknown like us. You're the same as us. Outside, a beggar said, spare some change, please. As 707 walked past him, 70 arrived at a random box building, the first prize machine. He opened the door, and a person inside said, Darn it. How is this fair? Give me back my points. Another said, Please, just one more time. His friend said, Hey buddy, pay back the interest before whining, all right? A kid said, Stupid machine. I blew my whole paycheck for the month on this thing. Another said, How did I end up with nothing but 5 stones? 7 machine sat on a chair, and the machine said, Welcome to the machine that can give you anything in existence. Random box. The system said, Welcome to a legal gamble for those chasing fortune. 7A's featured item himself, and today's featured item is an ID card, account creation permit, special super rare. This could be my one chance. The random box said, Would you like to perform a 10 pull on the random box? 70 press said, My only hope. And he pressed the execute button. A box came out of the sky. The system said, Wow, congratulations. Toothbrush, N rank, a tool primarily used for brushing teeth. Congratulations on an N rank item. Ryuki said next, a few moments later, as trash piles up behind him. N rank, another N rank, an R rank. They say super rare and special super rare exist, but all I've ever gotten are N and R ranks. I've done this so many times I've lost count just once, if it would come up just once. He thinks of his mother in the hospital. As he tries to recall her face, he said, Mother. Suddenly, a golden light shines. He was shocked and confused and stood up. He said to himself, Could it be a super rare? No, maybe. Could it BBE? Could it BBE? Special super rare. Ryuki's hands trembled as he said, I thought I'd never reach it, a miracle I couldn't even dream of. But even so, I couldn't give up, my last hope. And he held an Yggdrasil ID card, account creation permit. Yggdrasil's labyrinth is based on countless games, and the only way to access it is by using an avatar from a game account. Although avatars are virtual bodies that can't exist in reality, they are the only means to bring items from the labyrinth into the real world. These virtual items changed society, and humanity came to rely on Yggdrasil entirely. In this era, those who lead society are the gamers. That privilege is granted to only a limited few. He excitedly stood up and said to himself, Right now, that privilege. I can create an account. I can become a gamer. This is my chance to start over, if I can just register my account at the central zone. Suddenly, he dropped to the ground. He felt pain and said to himself, What's happening? Why am I on the ground? A bad guy said, Boss, this is the guy, right? Yeah, it's him. Lucky bastard who pulled a special super rare. The guy with a bat said, But luck turned bad since we're here. He took out the card and said, Here it is, the account creation permit. This guy really got lucky, didn't he? The boss said, Darn, I never thought I'd see this outside of the listings. Didn't think anyone would actually pull one of these. Ryuki, trembling in pain, grabbed the boss's pants and said, No, I pulled. The boss said, This unknown is insane. Hey, stomp him. Suddenly, the man with the bat kicked Ryuki in the stomach. He felt pain and said, Ugh. He was stepped on the face and he said in pain, My account, give it back, I pulled, the bad guy said. Have you forgotten what it's like to live as an unknown? As Ryuki said in pain, Ugh, the boss said, If you pull something good at our shop, you have to pay the fee. But don't worry, we're fair here. We'll make a very fair trade. And the boss pressed on his forehead. 30,000 points had been transferred. Ryuki said, This is only enough for one pull. The boss said, Use it for one more pull, or do what you want. As Ryuki felt pain and said, Ugh. The boss said, You got what you wanted, right? You traded, because I did it. He slammed Ryuki's face on the ground and said, So let go already. As Ryuki released his grip from the boss said, "Persistent bastard, clinging on like a leech." One of his goons said, "Hey boss, it's raining." The boss said, "Darn it, what's with this weather? With the extra cash, let's treat ourselves to something nice." One of his ugly friends said, "Oh, boss is paying?" As Ryuki felt the rain, the boy with the bat said, "Hey, boss." The boss turned around and said, "What now?" The guy with the bat said, "That guy's still getting up." The boss said, "Wow, he's standing up after that." The system said, "Warning, vital signs decreasing. Please visit the nearest medical facility immediately." Ryuki stepped firmly on the ground and the system said, "Warning, vital signs decreasing. Please visit the nearest medical facility immediately." The boss said, "Didn't beat him hard enough?" The guy with the bat said, "Boss, look, that guy's..." As Ryuki walked back to the random box building, the boss said, "Ha, even in that state he's going to try again?" The guy with the bat took off his shirt and said, "Guess you need that level of dedication to pull a special super rare, huh? If he pulls something good again, let's trade again." The guy with the bat suddenly put on his shirt and said, "What if he dies?" The boss said, "Just make sure he's out of the store. No one cares if an unknown dies, right?" The system said to Ryuki, "Warning, vital signs at dangerous levels. Warning, vital signs at dangerous levels." And he said to himself, "It hurts, breathing's hard, can barely hear anything. So dizzy." As he walked back to the machine, he then tripped and fell to the ground. The system said, "Welcome," Ryuki said to himself, "even so, just one more, one last." As he reached for the button, he said, "Pull one time. Ah, please." The system said, "Warning, vital signs at C critical." And he said to himself, "This. Trash. Life." Suddenly, a beam of light came out of the Yggdrasil tree. The boss covered his eyes and said, "Huh? What's happening all of a sudden? What's with that light?" As Ryuki started to vanish, the system said, "Emergency detected. Master condition red. Emergency rescue measures initiated. Forced character conversion in progress. Egon system, please enter your character name." Inside, a voice said, "Ryuki." He said to himself, "What is this? Why am I suddenly?" The voice said, "For leaking confidential information outside the guild, you are hereby expelled." Ryuki said to himself, "What? Don't be ridiculous. I never." A voice said, "Verdict, all charges are accepted and the defendant's rank is revoked." Ryuki said to himself, "That voice." The voice said, "Congratulations. Welcome to the life of an unknown." Ryuki said to himself, "No, I didn't do anything. I need to earn money for my mother's surgery." The voice said, "It's too late. Get up, 7017. Suddenly, he woke up and gasped. He said, Where am I? It doesn't seem like reality. Am I dead? Is this the afterlife?" A robot said beside Ryuki, "Master, please set your character name." Ryuki, shocked, said, "Ah, what is this? Am I flying with a robotic vacuum cleaner?" The robot said, "Calling me a vacuum is quite an improper introduction. I am the Random Box Device System, Egon." The Random Box Device System, Egon, said, "First of all, congratulations, Master. You pulled the one and only or grade item in existence." Ryuki said to himself, "Or grade? I thought the random box grades were just NR super rare and special super rare." The Random Box Device System, Egon, said, "This is the boundary between reality and Yggdrasil. The reason I need your name, Master, is to complete the conversion to access the game labyrinth." Ryuki said, "Conversion? But to do that, I'd need an avatar from a game account." The Random Box Device System, Egon, said, "That's a limitation of current human technology, but it doesn't apply to me, Egon. Due to the critical state of your life, I initiated forced intervention, converting your body to connect to Yggdrasil. So, Master, please set your character name." Ryuki said to himself, "I still don't get it. Is this a dream or reality? But if this is truly an opportunity..." Ryuki said, "Ryuki." The Random Box Device System, Egon, said, "Settings are complete." As Ryuki covered his eyes from the bright light and said, "Ugh." The Random Box Device System, Egon, said, "Transferring to the game labyrinth. Connection complete. Welcome to the world of phantasm." As he looked at the distance in awe, Ryuki said to himself, "I can feel the wind against my hair, the solid ground beneath my feet. This is nothing like the landscapes I saw in simulations. So, this is the game labyrinth I so long to enter." Suddenly, skeletons marched towards him. Ryuki, confused, said, "Huh?" And he evaded an attack and said, "Whoa! What is this? This isn't the tutorial map." Ryuki started to run and said, "Why would they drop me in a hunting ground right from the start?" A system notification said, "Skeleton, level 1. An undead with a decayed body, moving with a grudge embedded in its bones. Vulnerable to physical attacks." Ryuki said, Status window, status window. The random box device system, Egon, said, Master, please stop with the pointless gestures. Ryuki said, Why don't I even have the starting equipment? I did the conversion, so I'm a gamer now, right? The random box device system, Egon, said, Master is not a gamer tied to any specific game labyrinth. The systems from this and other game labyrinths don't apply. In short, levels, stats, skills. You won't benefit from World of Phantasm system buffs. Ryuki, shocked, said, That's just useless. The random box device system, Egon, said, How offensive. I am of a vastly different caliber than this measly game labyrinth. Anything can be obtained if you draw it from the random box. A system notification said, Egon system on. Egon system login, day 1. Egon ticket X1. Log in for 7 days straight to receive a guaranteed super rare Egon ticket. Egon pickup, World of Phantasm greater than increased probability of items from World of Phantasm. You have incomplete daily missions. System off. A system notification said, Achievements, Polar Egon. Completed reward, Egon tickets X100. Game Labyrinth access, World of Phantasm. Completed reward, Egon tickets X5. System off. The random box device system, Egon, said, Thanks to achievements, you have got 106 free tickets. Use them all. Ryuki said, Just give me a weapon. Something useful, please. And he picks up an item. He said, Come at me, you bony creature. I'll turn you into bone broth. As the skeleton easily cut his weapon in half, a system notification said, Nin Toilet Brush Plus. New, a tool for cleaning toilets. Shows signs of use. The random box device system, Egon, said, Bone broth, LOL. Ryuki continued to run and said, It's all trash, you tin can. The random box device system, Egon, said, Was that her great luck? Your skills are horrific. A system notification said, Knit Wig Plus. New, a tool to perfectly hide baldness. Ryuki said, Is that supposed to be helpful? They're still chasing me. The random box device system, Egon, said, But master, mind your footing. And Ryuki tripped to the ground and said, Gah. Ryuki said, Darn it. Ah. As the skeleton with a wig advanced to attack, Ryuki said, Egon. And he looked at the random box. A system notification said, Short Sword Plus. New, a relatively short one-handed sword. Ryuki said, Yes. Finally a decent weapon. These beginner monsters like skeletons. One hit should be enough with the right weapon. Ryuki was stabbed in the shoulder and said in pain, Shar. It didn't work? Skeletons should go down in 2 hits from a short sword. What's going on? The random box device system, Egon, said, As mentioned, Master cannot use the game labyrinth system. Even the combat systems like health points are exempt here. Ryuki said, Why are you only telling me that now? I came to this labyrinth through a miracle, and now I'm going to die meaninglessly like this? No way. As 2 more random boxes appeared, Ryuki said to himself, In a place like this, I have no intention of dying. And he was able to deflect the attack of the skeleton with a wig. Ryuki, confused, said, Huh? Was that a skill just now? Can you pull skills from the random box? And this one isn't even from World of Phantasm. A system notification said, Super rare, Parry Plus. New type skill. Allows you to use parry. A system notification said, Super rare, Sword Mastery Plus. New type skill. Allows you to use sword mastery. The random box device system, Egon, said, The Egon random box is not bound by any system's limits. In other words, as long as you can pull it, you can obtain anything. As the skeleton with a wig jumped at Ryuki, he instantly hit it. A system notification said, Super rare, Parry Plus. New type skill. The wig came off the skeleton, and Ryuki raised his sword to attack, cutting the skeleton in half. A system notification said, Super rare, Sword Mastery Plus. New type skill. Ryuki said, Whoa, and he said to himself, I can use skills that don't exist in the game labyrinth system. It's ignoring the labyrinth's laws and restrictions. With this, I might even disrupt the balance of Yggdrasil's game labyrinths. The random box device system, Egon, said, Goodness gracious. I knew you had it in you, Master. Someone who pulled a Ura grade is on another level. You're getting a special super rare rank from day 1. He looks behind and looks at the loot. Ryuki laughed silently and said, Ha, ha, ha. And he said to himself, This chance came to me like a miracle. No matter what miracles happen from now on, it won't surprise me if this chance can save me. As the other skeletons charged at Ryuki, he instantly defeated all the incoming skeletons and said to himself, I'll use it as much as I want. At the world of Phantasm, in the building of Ratia, a massive game development company, Ratia's masterpiece, and the most popular game labyrinth that every gamer must visit. And then, Ryuki killed another skeleton and said in exhaustion, "Ka!" A system notification said, "Skeleton's magic stone." Ryuki said to himself, "Me too." Ryuki said, "Phew, that takes care of things." As he defeated multiple skeletons, a system notification said, "Igon System, Battle Report, Skeleton GT, obtain Skeleton's Magic Stone X, EXPRP, Random Box Points." Ryuki said, "Random Box, points?" The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "These points will replace your experience as a master with no leveling system." Ryuki said, "One random box spin costs 150 RP, so I'd need to take down 15 skeletons just to spin once. And about that last item I got from the random box, special super rare grade. Can something so absurd even exist?" The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "You still don't believe it, even when it's right in front of you? Only then does it truly live up to the name of special super rare." Ryuki said, "I'll seal this for now." The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "No, why would you do that?" Ryuki said to himself, "If I use this, I could bring down that jerk. No, take down his entire guild too. I'll hide this power for the right moment." Ryuki said, checking equipped skills, a system notification said, "Igon System, Super Rare Sword Mastery Level 1, increases proficiency with swords. Enhances all abilities when wielding a sword Level 1. Next level at 700 RP. Super Rare Parry Level 1, grants effects when parrying attacks. Attack Break Level 1, temporarily boosts reflexes Level 1. Next level at 700 RP. Ryuki said, "Next skill level at 700 RP. So basically I'm supposed to keep hunting, huh? And the game keeps bringing more enemies to me." As more skeletons came out of the woods, Ryuki said, "Let's speed this up. When grinding, time is everything." And he charged at the skeletons. A few moments later, a blast exploded in the forest as a skeleton dropped loot. Third day in the world of Phantasm. A system notification said, "Igon System, daily mission, hunt monsters out of complete reward. Igon Ticket X, spin the random box out of complete reward. Igon Ticket X1, acquire monster drop items, 10 out of 10 complete reward. Igon Ticket X1, clear all daily missions, 3 out of 3 complete reward." Gigon Ticket, Ryuki said, "Since time here flows 10 times faster than outside, grinding for 7 hours to get 1,500 RP? Not too bad." The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "RP. That perseverance to grind out enough points for a pull during the tutorial stage is admirable. Let's get right to that 10 pull. Random box, random box, random box." Ryuki said, "Sword Mastery leveled up. Parry leveled up." The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "Gah, what did you do? Master, have you lost your mind? Spending such precious RP on skills." Ryuki said to himself, "When the skills are also mine." Ryuki said, "So what's the drop rate for each grade?" The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "N is 70%, R is 27%, Super Rare 2.7%, Special Super Rare 0.3%. Ryuki said, "That explains why all my ticket rewards got me this crap. No shame at all, huh?" Item list, Nen Toothbrush Rar, Landmine, Nen Cheap Hat, Raw Trash. The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "You got a Super Rare and Special Super Rare on your first ticket pull, didn't you? Ugh. I'd rather have RP than tickets that my master worked hard to earn." Ryuki said, "Shut up. Tickets for mission rewards are good enough for the random box." The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, "But, Master, how long are you planning to stay in this forest? This is just a tutorial area, and the experience yield from monsters isn't even that good." Ryuki said, "Not yet. I need weapons, and I need to level up my skills." And he said to himself, "When it comes to World of Phantasm, I know more than anyone. I need to make the most of my knowledge from back then. This Forest of Beginnings is no exception. It's the optimal starting zone for early hunting grind. But once you leave, you can't come back. So I need to grow as much as I can before moving on." Ryuki said, "I need to see how far I can fight without level and stat boosts. There's a super rare guaranteed ticket in the login bonus too, isn't there?" The Random Box Device System, Igon, said, Fine." A system notification said, "Igon System, 7-day login bonus, Igon Ticket X1. 7-day consecutive login bonus, super rare guaranteed Igon Ticket X1." Ryuki said to himself, "Leveling is slowing down." Ryuki said, "Check my equipped skills." A system notification said, "Igon System, Super Rare Sword Mastery Level 3 increases proficiency with swords. Enhances all abilities when wielding a sword level 3. Super rare parry level 3. Grants effects when parrying attacks. Attack break level 3. Temporarily boosts reflexes level 2. Ryuki said, "It seems I've reached the limit for leveling up my skills here. Beyond this point, it's just a waste. Time to head out?" The random box device system, Egon said, "It's random box time. Will you use the bonus tickets from the 7-day login reward?" Ryuki said, "Sure." Ryuki said to himself, "In the end, it all comes down to luck. No way something useless comes from the super rare guaranteed, right? It's a world of phantasm pickup, right?" Ryuki said, "This thing actually came out?" The random box device system, Egon said, "A pickup is a pickup. Anything can show up." A system notification said, "Super rare gunblade plus new type gunblade. A weapon with a blade attached to a gun. The cylinder's energy enhances the blade's power, can be used as a gun." Ryuki said to himself, "An item that completely shatters the lore of this world. If this thing becomes public, it'll cause chaos." He cut down a tree with a slash. It was cut like butter. Ryuki said to himself, "Even considering my sword mastery, this is just overkill. Compared to the short sword, there's no comparison. With this, I can make it." Ryuki said, "By the way, what happens if I die here? Since I was converted into a body here, would I die for real?" The random box device system, Egon said, "If you die, you'll be backed up by Yggdrasil and resurrected. But it will hurt. It will hurt a lot." Ryuki said, "As long as I don't die, it's fine. Use all the remaining tickets too. I need to raise my combat power, even if it's only a little." The random box device system, Egon said, "Understood." Ryuki said, "Got something decent." A system notification said, "R leather armor set plus new type armor. A basic leather armor set for beginners. Average and durable." The random box device system, Egon said, "Oh, you actually look pretty decent now. Finally." Ryuki said, "Shut up. Who do you think made me go to the hunting grounds without even a tutorial?" The random box device system, Egon said, "But it was still the starting zone, wasn't it? For logging in from the outside, your accuracy wasn't bad." Ryuki said, "Enough. From now on, record every second of my gameplay without fail. It's going to be worth watching." The random box device system, Egon said, "Understood. Do you have a file name in mind?" Ryuki said, "File name? Make it something like Unknown's Escape from the Abyss." The random box device system, Egon said, "What's the goal for the first video?" Ryuki said, "The more precise the source, the better Yggdrasil's labyrinths become. But most of Ratia's games are so mass-produced that they're usually terrible. This so-called flagship game is no different." Ryuki said, "For example, early-stage maps with bosses meant for later content." As Ryuki faces another enemy, a system notification said, "Egon system, enemy info, Chaos Dark Knight. A knight blessed by the god of chaos. Awaits the strong in the tower of the demon lord." A system notification said, "Egon system, sudden mission, defeat the Chaos Dark Knight 0 out of 1. Reward, Egon Ticket X10, super rare guaranteed Egon Ticket X1. Ryuki said, "A sudden mission? Not bad at all. Time for a test run." Chaos Dark Knight said, "I am the Knight of the Demon Lord. At the end of the void, I await the strong. Waiting, but prove your strength." As Ryuki blocks the attack of the Chaos Dark Knight, their swords clash. Ryuki said in pain, "Ha!" A system notification said, "Super rare parry level 3. Ryuki said to himself, "Just as I thought." Successfully parrying negates attack power and level differences. Ryuki said, "Take this." "Ga?" Ryuki said to himself, "My attack didn't work? I thought I'd be able to ignore defenses without system corrections. Can't get past defense modifiers, huh?" The random box device system, Egon said, "Your approach was good. As expected, Master can bypass the world of phantasm system modifiers." Ryuki said, "Then why does it seem like nothing's working?" The random box device system, Egon said, "Master, are you an idiot? Think more rationally. How would metal armor fare against such a weak weapon?" Ryuki said to himself, "That makes sense. I was too focused on the system elements alone. The game labyrinth is a world based on games. Ordinary gamers would be influenced by the system, but not me. In that case, I'll aim for a realistic weak spot." As the Chaos Dark Knight attacks Ryuki and says, Ryuki managed to use his gunblade to block the attack of the Chaos Dark Knight as their swords clash. Ryuki pulls the trigger, and the Chaos Dark Knight suddenly exploded. Its arm was blasted away, and it dropped to the ground. Chaos Dark Knight said in pain, "Arr!" Ryuki said to himself, "The health points here are ultimately just part of the game dungeon system. As a Egon gamer, it's not about health points. I can deal direct damage to the body itself. A clean hit to a vital spot could take them out in a single blow, not just a critical hit, with this power. The random box device system, Igon, said, "Master, watch out." As Ryuki was struck by the dark energy of the Chaos Dark Knight in his shoulder, Ryuki said in pain, "Ugh." He said to himself, "A sword?" There shouldn't be a ranged attack pattern for the Dark Knight. Suddenly his arm moved. Chaos Dark Knight said, "Strong one who dares threaten the Dark Lord, taste the shards of oblivion," and he attacked Ryuki. Ryuki jumps away to evade. Ryuki said to himself, "Darn, I miscalculated. The Dark Knight is a late-stage boss that can't be defeated with tutorial specs. And here, it's a one-way path where you can't come back once you die." As he thinks of the Forest of Beginnings and heads to the village revival, Ryuki said to himself, "Even at high levels, no one came back to attempt it. No one had ever seen the second phase. Darn, there are too many attacks to parry." The random box device system, Igon, said, "Master." As Ryuki was stuck in the stomach, he said in pain, "Ugh." In a different scene, a man suddenly slams the table and says, "I don't understand. My strategy guide failed again. What went wrong this tea time?" It was Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki. The man at the table said, "About the guide you submitted, Ryuki. It's for a place that was already conquered by Linfil, isn't it?" Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki said, "It's a much more efficient strategy than before, if we want to stay ahead of other guilds, even by a little bit." The man said, "Hey Ryuki, you're neither a gamer nor do you have a remarkable rank. Since when did you become superior to our Linza Guild?" He hands over an envelope and says, "No replays. This is the decision of our guild ace, Linfel." "Are you questioning Linfel's decision?" Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki slams the table and says, "Darn it," he says to himself, trembling in frustration. "No replays? What nonsense. They're just kissing up to Linfel." "No, calm down. Right now, I need to think about my mother's surgery costs. If I just improve the guide a bit, the guild will approve it." Suddenly, Cynthia whispers into Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki's ears and says, Mr. Ryuki?" Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki was startled and says, "Ah," Cynthia says. "Oh, sorry. You look so tired. I thought maybe you'd like some coffee." "Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, Cynthia." It was Linza Guild researcher, Cynthia. Cynthia says, "That's the guide that keeps getting rejected, isn't it? You've been working on it non-stop. You look exhausted. Do you want some help?" As she leans closer to Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki, Ryuki shows her a paper and says, "If you're willing to help, that'd be amazing. It's the final part of the guide, but it needs some classified information." He shows the business plan and says, "Could you request it for me?" Cynthia says, "I see. If you don't mind my help, I'll do my best." In a different scene, Linza Guild Specialist Analyst Ryuki holds his mother's hand and says, "Mom, don't be shocked. I've scheduled your surgery." His mom says, "Surgery? But the cost." Ryuki says, "Don't worry about that, Mom. My guide finally got approved." His mom says, "Oh, is that true?" Ryuki says, "Yes, all thanks to Cynthia." His mom hugs him in joy and says, "You've worked so hard, Ryuki." Ryuki says, "Now everything will be all right. No more worries. Hard work really does bring luck, doesn't it?" A few moments later, Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, "Ryuki, you are hereby expelled from the Linza Guild for leaking guild secrets." Ryuki says, "What? That's ridiculous." The person says, "We already have evidence. You were so discreet no one noticed. Without Linfil and Cynthia's report, we'd never have known." Ryuki sweats and says to himself, "Cynthia." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "Darn, what a waste of time. Is it okay to waste the ace's precious time on something like this? You're Ryuki, right? The one who's been annoying us with that bothersome guide? Seeing that pathetic expression on your face, it kills the thrill. Cynthia, you went through a lot hanging out with him. I'll keep my word and have your back. Should we go out for a drink to celebrate?" He walks away with Cynthia and taps Ryuki's shoulder and says, "You should have known your place. What use is an analyst who can't even analyze properly? I heard you were talking behind my back, huh? Putting out guide after guide without knowing your place seems like you've forgotten where you stand, huh? But still, I'll congratulate you. It's the moment your insignificant life comes to an end. Isn't that right? You rank-stripped fool." Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius to Ryuki, judgment. A system notification said, "User verification failure. Unknown rank. Verification code." Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, "All charges have been recognized, and your rank has been revoked." Ryuki says to himself, "Now there's nothing left for me. Money, status, honor, family, not even my name." As Ryuki holds the shadow piercing his stomach, he trembles. Chaos Dark Knight says, "Still standing against my attacks. Just what power do you have? Whatever strength you may wield, you cannot escape the blessing of the Dark Lord. He tries to attack Ryuki. Ryuki says to himself, is this really the end? Just going to end here like this? How is this any different from my wretched life? As a shadow was about to pierce Ryuki's eyes, he says to himself, remembering his mother, I swore to pay them all back. Suddenly, he breaks the shadow in his stomach and deflects both incoming attacks. He says to himself, I'm getting out of here. He jumps, holds the head of the Chaos Dark Knight, and says, and those SS come, I won't leave any of them. I'll crush them all. He shoots at the head of the Chaos Dark Knight and it explodes. A system notification said, Egon System Battle Report. Dark Knight X1, 15,000 XP gained max bonus. Converting experience to RP. Obtained Dark Knight's Gem X1, Dark Knight's Armor. Emergency mission. Hunt Dark Knight 1 out of 1. Completed. Reward, 10 Egon tickets, 1 guaranteed super rare Egon ticket. Achievements, first unique monster hunt, completed. Reward, 10 Egon tickets. Dark Knight subjugation completed. Reward, 1 guaranteed super rare Egon ticket. Chaos Dark Knight said, strong one, surpass oblivion, go forth. Ryuki said, don't need to hear it. I'm moving forward. He silently collects himself. Outside, a person watches Ryuki on a screen. The guild leader said, how long has it been since this video was uploaded? His servant said, only a few hours. Shall we make contact? The guild leader said, no need. I remember the face. Just get the car ready. Where is Linfil now? It was Linza guild leader, Gabriel Darius. In a different scene, a person watches EagTube and says, did you guys see today's upload? It's like bait keeps getting worse and worse. The post said, the deep sea of the known, Ryu, and he continues to say, is this supposed to be some unknown concept? You can't even log in without Psi-leveler rank lololol. Is that really the Chaos Dark Knight? Versus with a bug mob right in the tutorial, LMAO. Is that really World of Phantasm? What's up with Parry and Gunblade? His friend said, nah, there's something like Parry, but it's different. The post said, ever escaping the depths of the unknown, hunting the Chaos Dark Knight in World of Phantasm. Eag2.com. The person said, doesn't it look fake? His friend said, seems like it's true that the Dark Knight was defeated, but does that level of damage even make sense for tutorial specs? If it's not a bug, there's no other way to explain it. No cooldown on skills? This game is trash, LMAO. How can a cooldown reset bug even be real? LOL. Even with cooldown resets, can anyone react that fast? Darn, there are so many question marks, LMAO. Laguna said, impressive. Ryu 7017, was it? It was Linza Guild Analyst, 2 years in Laguna. And she said to herself, I consider myself a professional, but even I don't get this video. Defeating a boss monster's entire health points in just 2 hits. She turns to her senior and says, looks like they definitely used a bug of some kind. Shouldn't we try reaching out to this gamer on behalf of the guild, senior? The senior said, no way. Linza Guild Analyst, years in Laguna said, senior? The senior said, that face is unmistakable. No, it can't be. In a different scene, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius said, Ryuki? I don't know. Who is that? Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said, an analyst from Linza 3 years ago. He used to make pretty solid strategy guides. You requested that he be expelled from Linza and become an unknown. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius said, people like him, just one of many who face that fate. I saw a video he uploaded today. A Chaos Dark Knight was defeated. Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said, yeah, I saw it. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius said, looked like a bug or something. Using a bug just to take down something like a Dark Knight? Big deal. Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said, once again, I'll remind you that it was you who crushed him. Do you understand what that implies? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius said, ah, come on, big bro. Since when did we become such cowards that we care about scum like that? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius said, should we really be wasting our time thinking about that garbage? A few moments later, outside, a member said to Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius, what should we do? Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said, the guy seems to be provoking us intentionally. Since it's likely a trap, we should tread carefully. Start by finding out what he's been up to since he was kicked out. The member said, understood. Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said to himself, there's no need to rush into anything. We can gather information and respond when we're ready. But, my foolish little brother, I wonder if he'll do something rash again. The random box device system Egon said, physical recovery rate at 87%. You're good to move again. Ryuki said, I thought I was gonna die from the pain. The random box device system Egon said, "Your organs and muscles were torn and you had severe fractures. The pain would have felt real, so I'm concerned about your mental health, Master." Ryuki said, "I'll get used to it. I'll be experiencing this hundreds more times anyway." A few moments later, Ryuki said, "Is this it?" And he looks at the area and says, "Goodbye, tutorial area." He says to himself, "This game world revolves around the main content, the Demon Tower. But I can't access the tower just yet. First, I'll need to prove my skills in various dungeons around the tower." The random box device system Egon said, "Anyway, it was a risky move to release that video so openly. You're basically advertising yourself for enemies to come and kill you." Ryuki said, "I know there's that risk, but they wouldn't act so hastily over just that. They'll think it's merely a bug. There's nothing unusual about bug play." The random box device system Egon said, comparing the UR system to a mere bug, tisk. Ryuki said, "Even if they do take action, they'd gather information first. It's only logical that they'd assume it's a trap, knowing I've openly revealed myself with a grudge against Linza. Unlike Linful, the head of Linza is cautious." The random box device system Egon said, "Are you planning to create confusion by revealing information first?" Ryuki said, "Yeah. Plus, it doesn't hurt to gain a little attention. The more attention I draw, the more their options are limited. And if the conversion works as you explained, I can hide my real body in the game world whenever I want, right?" The random box device system Egon said, Taking advantage of the URS feature. Clever." Ryuki said to himself, "I have the means to finish off Linfil Darius. Now, I just need to lure him out. Once my presence becomes enough of a nuisance, he'll definitely make a move. When I provoke him enough and he comes himself, that's the moment I'll strike." The random box device system Egon said, "But before that, let's make things interesting on the way by rolling some random boxes. Random box tickets and points are piling up. 20 Egon tickets, 2 guaranteed super rare tickets, and a whopping 15,000 RP points. Let's roll right now. Random box, Ryuki said. "Reaching the town comes first, don't you remember? I have to leave the maze every 10 days to protect my physical body." The random box device system Egon said, "Master's body and avatar are distinctly different in technology. The avatar remains in place, so there's a risk. But since Master's body is converted directly here, you needn't worry about such low-level concerns." Ryuki said to himself, "A real body, not an avatar." The random box device system Egon said, "Well, since the conversion was in an emergency forced, I still recommend leaving once. For now, though, let's get to the random box." "Random box," Ryuki said, "Conversion executed." Ryuki in reality looks at the system. Ryuki said, "Back to the random box shop. Looks like we're right where we left off." The random box device system Egon said, "Ooh, I want the random box." Ryuki said, "It's pretty strange though. I was near death, yet I feel nothing at all now." The random box device system Egon said, "Do you now understand the greatness of the UR system? More importantly, there are a few unregistered cameras around the shop. Shall I block them?" Ryuki said, "Cameras?" Suddenly the boss said, "Hey, unknown, you look pretty good, huh? Didn't even die. Where were you hiding all day?" Ryuki said, "You guys." The boss said, "We saw you on the cameras again, so we rushed over. Did you happen to pull something strange yesterday?" Ryuki jumps on the window, and the guy in a black shirt shouted, "Bro, that punk is running away." The boss said, "What the hell?" The random box device system Egon said, "Master, why are you running?" Ryuki said, "Why do you think? How am I supposed to fight off more than 10 guys?" The random box device system Egon said, "Understood, Master. I will guide you on a safe escape route. Take the next right corner. Then go 200 meters straight, then turn left." Ryuki said, "You'd better be right about this." Ryuki, shocked, said, "What? It's a dead end? I must be an idiot for trusting a tin can like you." The random box device system Egon said, "There's a reason for everything." The boss said, "This guy's making us run around at night? Is that thing really that valuable to him? The way he vanished last night. I'm curious what he pulled. You don't want to die, right? Then hand it over quietly." As Ryuki was cornered against a wall, Ryuki said to himself, "These bastards." So it was Egon they were after from the start. Ryuki said, "Egon, reinitiate conversion." The random box device system Egon said, "Master, there's an abandoned wooden sword on your left." Ryuki said, "What, that?" The random box device system Egon said, "Unfortunately, you currently don't have any special items for real-world use. Therefore, I have identified the shortest path to acquire a sword. Now, please equip the wooden sword." Ryuki took the wooden sword and said, "This is a joke. What do you expect me to do with this stick?" The boss said, "Oh, seriously? Are you going to try charging at us with that?" Take care of it. The guy with an animal print shirt said, "Leave it to me, boss." And he charges towards Ryuki with a steel pipe and says, "No matter how hard you struggle, unknown, you're nothing." Suddenly, he was disarmed by Ryuki, and he was confused and said, "Huh?" Suddenly, he was hit in the face and dropped to the ground, saying in pain, "Keh! Ugh!" The boss said, "What? What's going on? Damn it! Get him all at once." As the goons started to charge towards Ryuki, Ryuki said to himself, grinning, "This is insane. This isn't even the game world." A system notification said, Egon System, Super Rare Sword Mastery Level 3, activated. A system notification said, Aegon System, Super Rare Parry Level 3. Ryuki said to himself, "Luck or not, being able to use skills even here is op." A goon said, "What? What just?" His friend said, "I don't know. Something just flashed." D-damn, is that really an unknown? Maybe the boss got too hot-headed and messed with the wrong guy? The boss grins in anger and says, What are you scared of dealing with a single unknown?" As the goons trembled in fear, the boss said, "An unknown's still just an unknown. Kill him." The boss said to himself, "An arrogant unknown, daring to challenge us. But he's definitely pulled something big. We're the Black Snake, the rulers of this area, way above any unknowns." Suddenly the boss hears his goons in pain. "Ugh, ah, please spare me. Gah." A bald goon said, "Stop, please." As Ryuki holds his head like a ball, Ryuki said, "Is this all you've got? Is this really all you were showing off, you punks?" A system notification said, Super Rare Sword Mastery Level 3 active. Increased sword skill proficiency, full power boost when equipped with sword level 3. Ryuki said to himself, "The moment I grabbed that wooden sword, I felt the same sensation as when I used skills in the game world. This conversion is different from normal players. I converted my own physical body, not just an avatar. So the stronger I am in the game world, the stronger I am here too." Ryuki said, "All of you left here have one thing in common. When you stole my account creation ticket yesterday, each of you laid a hand on me at least once." A bald guy with a bat suddenly charged at Ryuki, shouting, "Ha, damn it!" A man in a black shirt shouted, "Die, you bastard!" Suddenly, he was hit in the leg. The bald guy was hit on the arm. Ryuki said, "You're the leader, right? Thanks for all the help yesterday." As the boss tries to grab the steel bat, he then swings it and says, Don't come near me." I said, "Don't come near." Suddenly, Ryuki disarms him with one swing of his wooden sword. A system notification said, Super Rare Parry Level 3. Ryuki said, "You're not going to stop here, are you? Your subordinates have all been taken down. As the leader, shouldn't you avenge them?" The boss rushed towards his steel bat and shouted, "Shut up!" Suddenly, he was hit in the hand and he shouted like a little girl in pain, "Gah!" Ryuki said, "What's wrong? Is this really the end?" The boss said, "I'm Luga of the Black Snake." As he tries to punch Ryuki, suddenly Ryuki swings his wooden sword in his face. He drops to the ground. Ryuki said, "Power sure is nice. I bet you felt just as thrilled as I do now when you stomped on me. That shattered face suits you perfectly." Luga of the Black Snake said, Please stow." Ryuki said, "That account creation ticket you stole from me. It was the only hope I found amidst despair. So now, you all need to know what it's like to lose hope too." Luga of the Black Snake said, "No unknown can mess with bronze and come out unharmed." Ryuki said, "Don't worry. I'll just make sure you can't talk." As Luga of the Black Snake cries in pain, he says, "Spare me." Ryuki swings his wooden sword like a golf club toward the face of Luga of the Black Snake. A few moments later, the random box device system Egon said, "Master, why didn't you finish them off? There's a high possibility they'll come for revenge." Ryuki said, "It's easy to kill them, but I'd rather not stoop to their level. I showed them enough strength to keep them quiet for a while." The random box device system Egon said, exploiting humanity's weaknesses of fear and violence." Ryuki said, "And didn't you also do something to them?" The random box device system Egon said, "Indeed. I interfered with the seed devices in their bodies to manipulate their visual perception." Ryuki said, "You can even do that?" The random box device system Egon said, "Well, it only works well when they're mentally shaken. They probably saw you as a terrifying, incomprehensible monster, an unfathomable being, inducing paralyzing fear." Ryuki said, "We'll definitely need to hide your existence even more carefully. If you're exposed, the entire world could be thrown into chaos." Ryuki took out a knife and said to himself, "So if it's recognized as a sword, then skills activate? It feels as if knowledge of swordsmanship and techniques just flows instinctively." Ryuki said, "This is actually convenient. Carrying a long weapon around would be a hassle. Oh, Egon, there's something on my mind." The random box device system Egon said, "Since Master exists outside Yggdrasil, your real body won't age faster due to the time inside the maze. Ryuki said, sharp as ever. The random box device system Igon said, if that flaw existed, it wouldn't dare be called grade. Ryuki said, all right, time to get moving. A few moments later, outside, Ryuki said to Luga of the Black Snake, gotta hand it to modern tech, you're healed up that quickly? Luga of the Black Snake said, ah yes, I indeed. And he said to himself, damn unknown bastard doing this to me. Ryuki shows him his knife and says, well, the cost of treatment is covered by my account creation ticket, right? Luga of the Black Snake trembles in fear and says, I'll pay you back right away. Just give me a little more time. Ryuki said, why should I? And points his knife at him. Luga of the Black Snake said in fear, eek. Ryuki said, your life was only spared because of my whim. Don't forget that. Luga of the Black Snake said, ah, yes, sir, understood. Ryuki said, then get moving. Luga of the Black Snake said, yes, right away, sir. At the red light district, a homeless guy said in pain, Luga of the Black Snake kicks him and says, get lost, bastard. As the guy says in pain, ah. At the jack-of-all-trades shop, Juqingguang, Ryuki said, here. Luga of the Black Snake said, ah yes it is. Most illegal transactions go through here. Ryuki opens the door and says, that's where my account creation ticket was sold to. Luga of the Black Snake said, that, I mean. Suddenly, a boy said, a customer. Come on in, as he walks toward them. Ryuki said to himself, an old man's voice? Ryuki said, are you the owner here? Shizuki said, yes, I am the owner of this place. The jack-of-all-trades Juqingguang names Shizuki. Jack-of-all-trades Juqingguang shop owner Shizuki, and he said, looking for something specific, unknown? The random box device system Igon said, master, that man, he's not human. He's assessing your basic information in real time. Ryuki said, I knew something was off about his voice. Isn't a full cybernetic body supposed to be banned? TD Jack-of-all-trades Juqingguang names Shizuki said, ho ho, a fancy model and sharp eyesight. But it's silly to speak of law to a black market trader. So, what's your business with the guy behind you? Ryuki said, what happened to my account creation ticket? The jack-of-all-trades Juqingguang named Shizuki said, account creation ticket? Why would you? Trembles in fear as he gazes away. Shizuki looks and says, ah, so that's what it was. Shizuki said, account creation tickets are popular and highly valuable items. Unfortunately, it was sold a long time ago and it's not here. So, is that all you came for? Ryuki said, no, I came here to make a deal. If it's something this place trades in, that is. And he shows his bag. Shizuki said, ho ho, at Juqingguang, we trade in anything, even human lives. I'm intrigued by what you have to offer. Shizuki opens the bag and freezes, saying, this is this a monostone? Don't you know the value of a monostone? Ryuki said, underestimating me just because I'm an unknown? Do you think I would know something so basic? Shizuki explained, there are two main types of items in the game labyrinth. Those that can't manifest in reality, ordinary items, and those that can, special items. Ryuki said to himself, monostones are also special items, as ether, the current energy source, is extracted from them. The higher the grade of the monostone, the higher the purity that can be extracted, which has raised the social status of gamers. Shizuki said, that's why it doesn't make sense to sell it through an illegal channel like this instead of a regular one. Ryuki said, I acquired it myself, so selling it openly is tricky. Shizuki said, what nonsense is this? How would an unknown get their hands on a mana stone? Luga, you're dismissed. Me? That. Ryuki said, go. A few moments later, Arius is outside, and the doors are shut. Is confused as a lock is on the outside instead of inside. Inside, Shizuki said, at first I thought you were just a thief who happened to get lucky and steal a mana stone. Don't take this the wrong way. That's just logical for an unknown. But recently, there's been someone defying that logic. Ryuki said, what do you mean by that? Shizuki said, imagine my surprise when the star of that viral video walked right into my shop. Welcome again, Ryu 7017. If you wanted to keep your identity hidden, I'd advise you to be more cautious. Especially with this mana stone. The mana stone from the world of Phantasm Chaos Dark Knight, which is clearly shown on this appraisal app. You're the only person who could have defeated that creature stuck in the tutorial area because of a bug. So, what brings you to my shop? Ryu 7017. Ryuki said, yes, I'm Ryu 7017, thanks for the warning, but I'm here to find something. So, how about we stick to business? Shizuki said, oh, an item you'd seek from an underground dealer? Ryuki said, a mod. You have it, don't you? Shizuki said, "Are you serious? Do you know what mods are?" Ryuki said, "An app that artificially alters game labyrinth elements. Even an unknown like me knows that much." Shizuki said, "No, I don't think you do. Most mods were scrapped due to severe limitations and critical flaws." Ryuki said, "Aren't you an underground dealer? You should have some stashed away. All I need is one that will lower the game labyrinth's difficulty. Who cares about side effects if it works?" Shizuki said, "Did you see that person who looked like a wreck outside?" Ryuki said, "Yes, why?" Shizuki said, "That friend was a mod user. He came here looking for a no-pain mod because he wanted to test sensory control. It had a mild pain-reducing function. The result was horrifying. While his pain sensitivity decreased, his other senses became severely heightened. He was ruined even after deleting the mod. He couldn't recover. That's just how mods are. Gone missing, dead from shock, mentally broken, spontaneous combustion. Better to give up. They're so dangerous that even the authorities intervened, banning development and destroying them all. A few stable mods are still around. You can still get those." Ryuki said, "You sure have a poor eye for people." Shizuki said, "Excuse me?" Ryuki said, "You thought I was just an average gamer? That I could take down the Chaos Dark Knight alone? People are already calling me something, a cheater. Whether I'm a genius with godlike skills or a bug-using scumbag, it doesn't matter what they call me. I'll use whatever it takes. If it's just sitting here gathering dust, I'll put it to use." Shizuki said, "So you really think you can handle these discarded mods?" Ryuki said, "Wouldn't you like to see what happens too? Am I right, Mr. Dealer?" Shizuki said, In that case, when most mods were disposed of, I managed to save a few. If you're truly capable of using mods, then start by testing these out." As Shizuki shows him a drawer full of compact discs, Ryuki said to himself, "Mods are indeed risky, but I have my reasons." Ryuki took out a disc and said, "Mod, triple attack power." The random box device system Egon said, "Failure. It's just an inflated number with no actual effect." Ryuki said, "Mod, see 1 second into the future." The random box device system Egon said, "Nice concept but failed in actual implementation. It only clutters your vision in battle." Ryuki said, "Mod, transform all characters to look beautiful." The random box device system Egon said, "It's technically possible since it manipulates visual perception like an illusion. But does it even matter?" Ryuki said, "Mod, times all abilities." The random box device system Egon said, "Too strenuous on the brain and body. The multiplier is trash anyway." Ryuki said, "Mod, sensitivity multiplier times 3000. The random box device system Egon said, "Pain sensitivity increases more than any other sense." Ryuki said to himself, "They're all trash. I expected as much, but they're so useless." Ryuki suddenly saw another disc and said, "What's this? Mod, probability manipulation?" The random box device system Egon said, "The creator of this mod was a genius. It actually manipulates probability events to favor the gamer. It makes every occurrence within Yggdrasil about 0.3% to 0.5% more advantageous. And with no performance reduction from an avatar, the probability should increase to around 0.5% to 1% for you." Ryuki said to himself, "A 0.5% to 1% advantage might not be noticeable, but if that slight boost applies to the random box." Ryuki turns around and says to Shizuki, "I've made up my mind. I'll take 3 mods, including this one." Shizuki said, "It's not just empty talk. You're accurately picking out useful ones from this pile of junk." Ryuki, confused, said, "Junk?" Shizuki said, "Oh, I didn't mean to mess with you. I had a request from another customer to test out the mods." Ryuki said, "A request? Do you know the mod creators or something?" Shizuki said, "Well, you'll find out soon enough. As an apology, I'll give you a special price. Use these things wisely, since they never saw the light of day." The random box device system Egon said, "User verification, SKN 8644007017. Would you like to install an external app? Installation is irreversible and can only be done once." Ryuki looks at the system and says, "Approved." Shizuki said, "One last question. If you're really able to use these mods, what do you intend to do with that power?" Ryuki silently looks at Shizuki and grins. A few moments later, Shizuki sat on the floor, and he burst out in laughter, saying, "Ha ha!" As Ryuki said, the heavens. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, even the so-called kings and diamond ranks, it doesn't matter. I'll crush all the trash in my way and rise to the top of this world. Shizuki said, "This is going to be interesting. Hope to see you often, unknown friend." The next day, the random box device system Egon said, "It looks like I was worried about running into trouble because of being an unknown. But it actually turned out pretty simple. As Ryuki looks at his identification card, World of Phantasm Ryuki said, "Who would think an unknown is in the game labyrinth? Anyway, this is the village, huh?" As he looks around, a merchant selling apples, the children running outside. Ryuki said, "A classic medieval fantasy setting. Should I call it peaceful?" The random box device system Egon said, "But more importantly, when are you going to spin the random box? You've accumulated an enormous amount of tickets and points." Ryuki said, "Hold on, you gotcha addicts. I need to do this somewhere I won't stand out." Suddenly, he noticed something. The merchant and the lady look at him seriously. The random box device system Egon said, "People are giving you weird looks. Did you do something?" Ryuki said, "NPCs generally don't like gamers. Most gamers don't see them as people, since they act however they want in this unreal world. It's no wonder I get these looks. All thanks to idiots who ruin it for everyone." Suddenly, a person shouted, "Gotcha, thief!" As the thief was thrown away and said in pain, "Ack!" The man grabs him and says, "How dare you try to steal from me?" The thief said, I'm sorry. I was just so hungry." The man said, "Come with me, you." Ryuki said, "What's going on? Some kind of commotion. Wait, isn't that NPC's outfit different from the locals?" The random box device system Egon said, "He's a resident of the game labyrinth called Space Alien. That was a labyrinth Yggdrasil shut down 3 months ago." Ryuki said to himself, "A shut-down game labyrinth means the game itself has been completely wiped out. Space Alien. The residents probably had to migrate to another game labyrinth to survive." Ryuki said, "So that's why it's been so noisy here. Adapting to a different world isn't something that can happen overnight." The random box device system Egon said, "Yggdrasil mercilessly cuts off game labyrinths deemed worthless, even World of Phantasm." Ryuki said, "Then I need to hurry all the more. Even if this game collapses, as long as I destroy Linful and Linza before then, it's fine." A few moments later, Ryuki opens the door. Ryuki said, "Now, I've got an in-room, so." The random box device system Egon said, "Is it finally time for the long-awaited random box?" Ryuki said, "No. First, check the mods." The random box device system Egon said, "To think such a cheap trick would work. The random box probabilities have increased slightly. N rank, R rank, super rare rank, special super rare rank, 0.3%, 1%. Ryuki said, "The odds of N rank items have gone down, while other ranks have risen. Not bad." Ryuki said to himself, "The pathetic rate has gone up too. It's only a chance, but that's actually a big difference." Ryuki said, "Egon, it's finally random box time." The random box device system Egon said, "Let's go." 40 Egon tickets, 2 guaranteed super rare tickets, plus RP points. With this many tickets and points, a special super rare might actually be within reach. First, let's use the regular tickets. Let's go! As his room shines brightly, Ryuki was shocked. Here is the list of what Ryuki got from opening the boxes. Nen toothbrush, Nen one-day in-stay voucher, new Nen 5% discount weapon shop coupon, new Nen wooden spear, new R landmine Nen exchange token, new N. Toothbrush eye energy drink, new Nen health points potion, new Nen shampoo or iron shield, new Nen toothbrush A, premium anti-hair loss shampoo, new R carpet, new R training dummy, new R. Sci-leveler coin, new Nen branch Ra swordsmanship manual, beginner, new Ra sleeping meat, new. As Ryuki looks at the pile of trash, Ryuki in disbelief drops to the floor, kneeling. And the random box device system Egon said, "Seriously?" Ryuki said, "Is it even possible to roll 40 times and not get anything above R rank? Probability mod, what garbage." The random box device system Egon said, "The performance is outstanding. So, how about starting a toothbrush business?" Ryuki said, "Listen here, tin can cleaner. Do you want me to turn you into scrap metal?" The random box device system Egon said, Why are you like this, master? This is all my way of cheering for you." Suddenly, Ryuki noticed something bright, and it shoots out multiple items. Ryuki excitedly said, "Special super rare? Damn, I knew I could count on you. Probability mod, you're a god." The random box device system Egon said, "Using cheats, huh? Does that make it fun? You dirty, shameless cheater." A system notification said, "Super rare flash step new type skill." A system notification said, "Special super rare intuition new type skill." Ryuki said, "So I got the flash step skill and intuition." A system notification said, "Egon system special super rare intuition level 1 always active. Enhances the user's instincts level. At its peak, the skill allows glimpses into the essence of the world." Ryuki said to himself, "Flash step is a quick movement skill, but what about intuition?" The system said, "Equipping the intuition skill." Ryuki said, "Doesn't seem to make any difference." Is this supposed to be on par with the ultimate special super rare I drew before? Maybe I need to level up the skill. Check skill level up points. A system notification said, Egon System Skill Management, Special Super Rare Intuition Level. Ryuki, shocked, said, RP to the next level. RP from level? What kind of outrageous points requirement is this? The other skills only needed RP to reach level. The random box device system, Egon said, it's a waste to pour points into a skill that I don't even know what it does. Let's go wild with the momentum from pulling a special super rare, a clean 100 pulls. Ryuki said, investing RP in S skill level ups. The random box device system, Egon said, what are you doing, master? The precious RP. My random box. A system notification said, Egon System Super Rare, Sword Mastery Level 4, increases swordsmanship proficiency. Enhances all abilities when wielding a sword level. Boosts attack when wielding a sword level 1. Super Rare Parry Level 4, effects triggered when deflecting enemy attacks. Attack Break Level 4 and Temporary Reflex Boost Level 2. Super Rare Flash Step Level 2, allows quick movement up to 14 minutes. Cooldown, 16 seconds. Ryuki said to himself, remaining points, 8,730 RP. Sword Mastery requires 8,400 RP to reach level. Just 8,400 RP more, and Sword Mastery will hit max level in the Egon system. But putting all remaining RP into skills feels a bit too much. The random box device system, Egon said, oh, but the opportunity to splurge is still there. How about using the remaining RP on the random box? Ryuki said, enhance Sword Mastery to level 5 with 8,400 RP. The random box device system, Egon was shocked and said, ack. Ryuki said to himself, now, Sword Mastery is at max level. The random box device system, Egon steams in the table. A system notification said, Egon System Skill Management Level 5 maximum level reached, eligible for rank upgrade. Ryuki said to himself, rank upgrade? Ryuki grins and says to himself, so that is why it needed so many points at the end. Ryuki said, initiate rank upgrade. Ryuki was shocked and saw the light saying, what is this? As he saw an item levitating and glowing in gold, Ryuki said, the random box device system, Egon. Explain what is happening? What is going on? The random box device system, Egon, still broken, was silent. As the light became brighter, it suddenly showed a system notification saying, achievement, skill level raised to max. Complete reward, Egon Ticket X5 skill rank upgrade complete, reward, Egon Ticket X10. A system notification said, Super Rare plus Sword Mastery YG Level 1 Enhanced Sword Mastery empowered by Yggdrasil. Increases swordsmanship proficiency. When equipped with a sword, boosts all abilities level. When equipped with a sword, activate Aura Blade level GT on-off. Ryuki said, incredible. And he said to himself, I haven't seen an option like YG before, but my rank was upgraded from Super Rare to Super Rare Plus. Most gamers can't even master a single sword mastery skill, but I've already surpassed that and unlocked a new, higher level skill. And he laughed and said, ha 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 ha. The random box device system, Egon said, why did Egon have to end up with a master like this? I was hoping for a glorious downfall fueled by endless greed. Ryuki said, stop whining and get up, Egon. The real deal starts now. The random box device system, Egon trembled and said, where are we headed? Ryuki said, a dungeon. There's a nearby dungeon where Linfil set the record for the fastest clear time. The random box device system, Egon said, are you sure about tackling a dungeon for the first time? Ryuki said, if it's a dungeon Linfil has completed, I know it better than anyone. I'll never lose to that jerk. At a cave, an axeman said to his group, are we ready? From here on, stay sharp. No missing equipment, right? As Ryuki listened, suddenly he walked past them, and the axeman was confused and said, Hold on a second. What are you planning to do alone without a party? Don't you know this place is a dangerous dungeon? Ryuki entered the portal and said, I know. Obviously. The axeman was shocked and confused, saying, what's up with that crazy guy? He's a new face. Suicidal wish? His friend said, let's just leave him. People say this dungeon's been acting weird lately anyway. Yeah, I heard no one's managed to clear it in the last 3 months. Wasting his time. The random box device system, Egon said, so, it begins. A system notification said, dungeon, the witch's hideout. Ryuki said, the goal is to beat Linfil's record. Ryuki took out his gunblade and said, time attack, start. An old lady said, while looking at her crystal ball, again, you've invaded this place once more, you filthy intruder. Did you think I would be the only one here? With those dirty, muddy feet of yours, how dare you defile my sacred realm? But fear not. For invaders, judgment is the only fate that awaits. I'll personally tear you apart, rip you to shreds with my own hands, and offer you as a sacrifice. A system notification said, Dungeon, the witch's hideout boss. Unknown as she wreaks death. A system notification said, Dungeon entry, the witch's hideout achievements, first entry into the dungeon completed reward. Egon ticket Ryuki said, It's too dark to see very far inside. The dungeon layout changes randomly each time anyway. I'll have to check out the structure with my own eyes. Ryuki said, Linfil's clear time was definitely 17 hours and 30 minutes. As for the rest, a system notification said, Egon system dungeon info, witch's hideout dungeon ranking, first 17 HM055. Linfil Darius party, 425 Asia party, GAS, third 19, HM, 185. Ryuki said, second place is 17 hours 38 minutes. That's only 8 minutes behind Linfil. The random box device system Egon said, there's over an hour's gap starting from third place. That's quite a difference. Ryuki said to himself, a gamer who can keep up with Linfil like this. Asia from GAS Guild, I should remember that. The system said, NDHM Asia Party GAS. Ryuki steps forward and said, we're almost there. Giant bats. Ryuki said to himself, as if the limited visibility and space in this cave weren't enough. These troublesome creatures swarm you in packs and inflict infection debuffs if they bite. Ryuki said, but that's all ancient history now, and he took out an item and tossed it. The random box device system, Egon said, what's that? Ryuki closed his ears and said, the strategy. Suddenly, it exploded. The random box device system, Egon said, what was that just now? Ryuki said, a sound bomb. Giant bats are sensitive to sound, you know. As the bats' eardrums suddenly exploded, they fell from above. The random box device system, Egon said, you should have warned me beforehand. I nearly lost my hearing. Ryuki said, didn't know tin cans had ears too. As a bat screamed in pain after being stabbed by Ryuki's gunblade, it said in pain, Skreek! The random box device system, Egon said, by the way. Aren't we taking it too easy for a time attack? Ryuki said, dungeon clearing is always a long game. The key is figuring out patterns and gimmicks. Ryuki said, if there's one thing that's odd, it's that no one's cleared this dungeon in the last 3 months. The random box device system, Egon said, is that strange? Ryuki said, this used to be a low difficulty dungeon. After Linfil cleared it, it was treated almost like a tutorial dungeon. So it's not normal that no one's cleared it for 3 months. The random box device system, Egon said, I see, but master, are you sure we're going the right way? Ryuki said, I'm telling you, this is the right way. I said patterns are important, didn't I? The random box device system, Egon said, it looks like we're just going in circles. Ryuki said, do you know how many strategy guides I wrote when I was an analyst? I've simulated this dungeon thousands of times, I tell you. As he remembered the past, the random box device system, Egon said, we've seen the same place dozens of times now, though. If you're lost, there's no shame in admitting it. Ryuki said, look, the entrance here is different. The random box device system, Egon said, where exactly are we going? Ryuki said, take a closer look at the entrance here. Ryuki said, see that curved groove on the third stalactite from the left? We've only seen straight grooves until now, right? The random box device system, Egon said, you don't mean that tiny detail, do you? Ryuki said, this change happens when you pass through this section for the 32nd time. It's proof that the escape route is opened. The random box device system, Egon said, wait a second, are you saying you memorized the path using such a brute force method? Ryuki said, geez, you're quite the chatty tin can. This place was designed as a maze from the start, so the structure changes in real time. Originally, the proper way was to find the true route using a special job skill. We had a party member with that skill during the Rinpel raid, but before that strategy was discovered, people memorized every map element to clear it. We should reach the next area in about 5 minutes, I reckon. The random box device system, Egon said, you memorized all those tiny differences? That's a method no average gamer would even dream of, just to clear it solo? This guy's completely off his rocker. Ryuki said, I can hear everything, you damn tin can. Ryuki said to himself, we're about to exit the maze section, to fall behind Rinpel by over minutes. We've wasted more time than I thought. Plus, there's still that unsolved mystery. Why have gamers failed to clear this for the past 3 months? Suddenly, the witch said, so invader, you've made it through the maze. But that false hope will plunge you into the abyss of despair. The moment you exit that maze, my instant death magic will lead you to your demise. As Ryuki stepped on the death magic, the witch said, "New material is coming in," as it activates. Ryuki was shocked and sweats. The random box device system Igon said, "Master, what's wrong?" Ryuki said, "I'm not sure. I don't know why, but I feel like we shouldn't go any further." Ryuki said to himself, "Is it just a hunch?" A system notification said, "N rank doll," and he threw the doll. Suddenly it burst into flames. Ryuki said, "These black flames, could it be instant death magic? That's a trap that shouldn't show up until much later in the tower. Why is it here?" The random box device system Egon said, "The dungeon specifications have changed for unknown reasons. Retreat is recommended." Ryuki said to himself, "Such a brutal trap right from the start. Do we have no choice but to turn back? Huh? Wait a second. That corner on the right should be a dead end, but why do I feel like it'll be okay if we go that way?" First noticing the instant death magic, and now to this. Ryuki said, "Could it be because of this skill? This is a real cheat, isn't it?" A system notification said, "Special super rare intuition level 1 allows you to use intuition when equipped." The witch said, "Aren't you a lucky bastard, surviving by the skin of your teeth, but it's only a matter of time. No matter where you go in this endless maze, you can't escape the curse of death, tormented by fear until your final moment, forever trapped in this labyrinth." Suddenly, Ryuki disappeared. The witch was shocked and said, "What? He suddenly vanished? How did he slip past my watch? Where on earth?" A few moments later she said, "Ah, found him. The central hall, quite a distance from where he was just now. Clever little rat, managing to escape. No matter, it'll be his final resting place. That place is my carefully crafted." Suddenly Ryuki vanished, and the witch was shocked again, saying, "What the? He's gone again," and she slammed the table. She then said, "Now where? The old lab. How did he get to the opposite side of the central hall? Still, it's the most heavily cursed area. Whatever trick he's using, he can't avoid this." Suddenly, Ryuki jumped around the traps. The witch, frustrated, said, Impossible. How is he dodging every trap? And he's disappeared again. Where to this time? The underground storage. That slippery bastard, this time for sure, activating all traps at once, as the place exploded simultaneously with traps. She said, "Phew, finally got rid of him. Pesky little insect of an intruder." Suddenly, at the back it exploded, and Ryuki said, "Shame the materials are a bit damaged, but I can still use. Look, isn't this the boss room?" The random box device system Egon said, "If you have any conscience left, please disable that skill. This is a total cheat-level bug. It's the worst skill ever." Ryuki, picking his earwax, said, "You just want me dead, don't you?" The witch was shocked and confused, looking at Ryuki. She said, "You, how on earth did you get here?" Ryuki said, "Well, I can't be bothered to explain the details, so let's skip that. Time to settle this." Dungeon Witch's hideout boss, Witch of Solitude serial Ryuki, grabs his gunblade and said, "No, that's not right. Let me call you by a more fitting name." He points his weapon at Witch of Solitude Serial and said, "Bug." Witch of Solitude Serial said, No way. How the hell did you dodge my traps?" Ryuki said, "I was already losing my mind. The path's all twisted and there are deadly traps everywhere." The random box device system Egon said, "Master, you're sounding more like the villain here." Ryuki said to himself, "Damn, I've still got a long way to go. But a bug? I might not die, but can I handle the pain from these instant death traps? Should I wait until the bug's fixed? No, it has to be now. I need to cement my position before the guild or Rin makes a move." The random box device system Egon said, "Master, my scan shows there's more than just a couple of instant death traps. It's hard to pinpoint their locations. We should retreat and regroup." Ryuki suddenly jumps forward. The random box device system Egon said, "Whoa, Master, are you all right?" Ryuki said, "Surprisingly, I'm fine." The random box device system Egon said, "What's shocking is the suicidal stunt you just pulled, Master. Did you start self-harming after your last failed gotcha pull?" Ryuki said, "That's not the point right now, Egon." The random box device system Egon said, "What do you mean?" Ryuki said, "Looks like what I pulled was a jackpot. This intuition skill is seriously broken. Not only does it detect danger, but it even senses gaps in the bug space. I haven't even leveled it up yet, and it's this good. How can I not get my hopes up?" The random box device system Egon said, "Well, it's certainly impressive, but it's still based on human senses. It'll hit its limits eventually." Ryuki said, "I know that too. Anyway, what's important now is surviving." Witch of Solitude serial said, "Intruder." A system notification said, "Egon's system enemy info." Witch of Solitude serial she said, Intruder, intruder, as she shoots at Ryuki. But Ryuki evades quickly and he said, "How dare you? How dare you?" Looks like the bug has completely fried her brain, and he said to himself, "No point in dragging this out, doesn't seem to have any particular pattern. So I'll strike now." A system notification said, "Super rare flash step level 3 instant high-speed movement. Cooldown 16 seconds. Ryuki jumps towards Witch of Solitude Serial and said, "Hey bug." A system notification said, "Super rare plus sword mastery YG increased sword proficiency. All abilities enhanced when equipped with sword-type weapons level 5. Aura Blade level activates when equipped with sword-type weapons." On-off, Ryuki said, "I'll admit you're dangerous. That's why I need to end this quickly." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "I am free. Bound by no one, die quietly." As Ryuki cuts her in half, he said, "That was easier than I thought." Ryuki suddenly jumps away and said, "What the?" Witch of Solitude Serial said, "It hurts. Ow, 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 it hurts." The random box device system Egon said, "She's regenerating by repeatedly multiplying herself. So this witch was at the center of this dungeon's bug." Ryuki said, "To think her severed upper body would regenerate. Looks like normal attacks won't work." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Damn it, intruder." Ryuki suddenly jumps quickly from left to right, and he said to himself, "I can't lose focus on my intuition. If I stop for even a moment, it's instant death." He then blocks and said, "Ugh." Ryuki runs away and said, "Damn it, Egon. Don't you have any ideas?" The random box device system Egon said, "I thought this might happen, so I tweaked the specs of the universal appraisal mode. Now you should be able to appraise monsters too. Experience the greatness of Ur for yourself." Ryuki said, "Activating universal appraisal mode." A system notification said, "Egon system appraisal info. Witch of Solitude Serial bug, no classification. Unique boss bug, level 25. Infinite regeneration bug activated. Instant death trap magic death bug activated." Ryuki looks at Witch of Solitude Serial and sees death, and he was confused and said, and he said to himself, "The wings aren't being recognized." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Die already," as Ryuki jumps away, and he said, "Appraise wings." A system notification said, "Egon system appraisal info. Wings of the Witch of Solitude Serial bug. Classification, miscellaneous bug. Featured in Space Alien." Ryuki said to himself, "Space Alien. Isn't that the game Labyrinth that was forcibly shut down 3 months ago? That's it. So that's the cause of the bug." The random box device system Egon said, "Wow, this is really driving me crazy. In this situation where even a slight touch means instant death. Are you laughing, Master? Have you lost your mind?" Ryuki said, "On the path to the pinnacle of humanity, do you think a mere flame like this can stop me?" Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Why? Why? What? Why? Why won't it hit? Damn, intruder." Ryuki said to himself, "If even a touch kills, then just don't touch at all." Witch of Solitude Serial, in frustration, charged her power. "Die." She made a huge explosion and said, "I've eliminated any space to escape. This time for sure." Suddenly she felt something on her back, and Ryuki said, "You're just like this dungeon. It's not your original power, so you can't control it. Even if it covers the entire area, weaknesses appear, like the gaps in a glitched dungeon. I can tell by touching it directly, as I thought these wings were the cause." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Wait, no, those wings gave me freedom." Ryuki, confused, said, "Freedom?" Witch of Solitude Serial said, I've been following my given role here all along, without ever questioning, just continuing. After getting those WW wings, I was freed from the spell." "My what wings?" Ryuki said, "So you wanted to escape your circumstances. We're similar." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "See, similar?" Ryuki said, "Yeah, I'm also struggling to escape from this trash world." Witch of Solitude Serial said, If we're size similar, you'd understand my feelings, right? Then, if we join forces." Ryuki said, "Then for the sake of my glory, I'll trample on your freedom." Ryuki suddenly tears her wings and she cries out in pain, "Ah!" Ryuki said, "Special super rare skill activated." A system notification said, "Egon system target info appraisal. Witch of Solitude Serial classification. Unique boss level 20 appears in World of Phantasm, a witch hiding in the witch's hideout. Boss of the witch's hideout dungeon. Drop items, Serial's magic stone 100%, Serial's heart 52%, Serial's robe 17%, Serial's ancient staff 14%, amulet of glory 7%, mandrake." A few moments later, Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Intruder who has infiltrated my hideout." Ryuki said to himself, "With the bug gone, the boss has returned to normal." Witch of Solitude Serial said, "Before my magic eye cereals you shall kneel." Ryuki suddenly stabs and cuts her. Ryuki said, "Even if it returns to normal, nothing changes. You will be defeated, and I will rise higher." A system notification said, "Egon System Achievement, Dungeon Clear, Completed Reward." Egon Ticket, Witch's Hideout Clear, Completed Reward. Egon Ticket. Witch's Hideout Ranking STH or higher, Completed Reward. Egon Tickets, Witch's Hideout Ranking ST, Completed Reward. Guaranteed Super Rare Egon Ticket. A system notification said, Egon System Battle Report. Serial, The Witch of Solitude Victory, 500 EXP greater than 500 RP gained, obtained Serial's Magic Stone. Obtained Serial's Heart. Ryuki said, "Just 500 RP and one measly Magic Stone and Heart? She would have been easy to take down if it weren't for that bug, but still. The Chaos Dark Knight gave 15,000 RP. Isn't this a bit much?" The Random Box Device System, Egon said, "Looks like even the almighty RNG gods can fail you sometimes." Ryuki said, "Well, I wasn't expecting much in terms of items anyway. I've already secured the guaranteed super rare ticket, and what matters is that I beat Linful's record." Outside, the axeman said, "Damn it, failed again." Their thief said, "Why do I keep dying?" The archer said, "It's because you keep getting lost." The thief said, "What? You've got some nerve talking big without even having detection skills." The axeman said, All right, calm down everyone. You know this dungeon's in a weird state right now, right? Anyway, this time, let's try cooperating with other party members." The thief said, "Wow, you held out for hours? Not bad for a solo run, you really went all out." The axeman said, "Ready to give up and go home now?" As Ryuki silently walks away, the axeman said, "Seems like you've lost your mind a bit. Well, at least now you face reality." He looks back and says, "Huh? What's this?" A system notification said, "Dungeon information has been updated." The axeman was shocked and sweats as he said, "This is, the dungeon clear ranking's been updated?" The system said, Witch's Hideout Dungeon Ranking, 15th, 7 hours 28 minutes 42 seconds, Ryuki, unassociated. 15th, 17 hours 30 minutes 8 seconds, Linfeld Darius Party, Cleanzia. 2nd, 17 hours 38 minutes. 42 seconds, Azer Party, GA. And he said to himself, "They cut the time by hours?" The thief said, "That guy cleared the dungeon alone? And took first place? No way, to beat Linfeld's record solo. The time, what was the clear time?" Suddenly the thief tries to cut Ryuki with his knife. Ryuki holds up his hand and said, "Hold it right there. You, what kind of trick did you pull? Cutting 10 hours off the time, there's no way that's possible solo. Spill it if you don't want to die." Ryuki looks at him and said, "Sigh. There was a bug in the dungeon. I used it to cut down the clear time. Happy now?" The warrior said, "A bug? You're saying you beat the record with something like that?" The thief said. The archer said, "Feeling good about setting a record without your own skills, using a cheat? Setting a record with a bug, you should be ashamed." Ryuki said to himself, "What are these idiots on about?" Ryuki said, "I fixed the bug." As he walks fast, the thief said, "What?" Ryuki said, "Instead of worrying about me, focus on clearing the dungeon yourselves." The thief said, "A cheating bastard like you has no right to lecture us," as he tries to attack Ryuki with his blade. Ryuki evaded and attacked the thief. He said in pain, "Kuhak, or," as Ryuki continues to walk away. The thief trembles in pain and said, "You son of a, I'll kill you." The axeman said, "That's enough. You. No, we're not a match for him. Don't be ridiculous against that dirty cheater using bugs." The axeman said, "Wake up, you idiot. He didn't exploit the bug, he solved it, don't you get it?" The mage said, "So, he's saying he didn't use the bug himself." The archer said, "He exploited a bug in the dungeon for his strategy and even fixed it." That sounds even more unbelievable. The axeman said to himself, "That gamer, he looks familiar. I'm sure I've seen him somewhere before, but where was it? At the unknown deep sea escape. Chaos Dark Night Clear, in a different scene at the White Lake. The Forest of Red Spiders, the ancient ruins of the gods." Ryuki holds his bread and says, "These are the most famous dungeons where Linfeld Darius's party set top records. There's actually one more dungeon, but 3 are enough for me to tackle." The Random Box Device System, Egon said, "Why is that, master?" Ryuki replied, "Another guild set a new record for one of them 2 years ago." He said to himself, "The female gamer, Asaya's party from the Ga-Es Guild. Just like the Witch's Hideout record I saw before, her clear time is suspiciously close to what I predicted in my old strategy guide. It's oddly irritating." Ryuki stood up and said, "Anyway, I'll start by tackling those 3. Shall we go erase that annoying name Rimple in a different scene?" Inside the demon god's tower, Linza Guild vice leader Infiltration said to his teammates, "Hurry up and grab the loot. Want to work overtime today?" He looked behind and was confused, saying, "Huh?" As he looked at the system, he said, "The White Lake? No, wait a second. The Forest of Red Spiders? Hey, sort out the loot yourselves." Something came up. "I'm leaving first." A few moments later, Infiltration, the Linza Guild vice leader, rested on the sofa and said, "What's with this unbelievable guy? He's deliberately targeting all of my records. He's pretty blatantly picking a fight. Does he think he's hot stuff or something? But still, Ryuki, no matter how much I think about it, I don't remember him. Is he really someone I used to know?" Suddenly, a person came into the room shouting, "Rimple! Big news!" Linza Guild vice leader Infiltration said, "What's all the fuss about now?" The guy reported, "This guy Ryuki is streaming." In a different scene, Linza Guild analyst Ragna said to herself, "I had some idea from the info on monthly top rankers, but unknown deep sea escape, new time attack record in bug dungeon, unknown deep sea escape, new record for the White Lake, unknown deep sea escape, new record for the Forest of Red Spiders, unknown deep sea escape 5. I can't believe he tackled 4 dungeons at once and uploaded videos breaking all the records simultaneously." As expected, the response is explosive. 1.7 million views in 3 days monthly survival game, #Dungeonu, record 24,000 comments. She said to herself, "I guess it's only natural they've been waiting for a follow-up video since the Dark Knight hunt. There are definitely still some skills or items we haven't figured out, but the strategy shown in the video requires a complete mastery of every element in the dungeon. The most shocking part is the witch's hideout dungeon clear. No one had managed to clear it for 3 months after the Phantasma party wipe. Ryu 7017 cleared it like it was nothing." The comment said, "Has it been this crazy for the past 3 months? Wow, it really does seem impossible to clear. Wait, they clearly didn't dodge the insta-kill move. How the hell did they take down the boss? That doesn't make sense. What's all this nonsense about spatial gaps? Did they exploit a bug or something? Why does the boss look like that? Is this even the monthly survival game?" Ragna said to herself. "They solo cleared that horrific bug-ridden hellhole." There are a lot of claims that the video was faked, but it's clear that the witch's hideout has been cleared. This would have required an incredibly skilled analyst. Is another guild backing them up? She sweated and said to herself, "This is going to cause one hell of an uproar. It'll be on a whole other level compared to the Chaos Dark Knight incident. They must have been distracted by the flood of videos all at once. But those videos are actually nothing compared to the one I'm about to upload, that is." The random box device system Egon said, "Master, this plan is different from our previous provocations. From now on, they'll see you as a clear enemy." Ryuki said, "I'm prepared for that much." Ryuki sat down and the random box device system Egon said, "Wouldn't it be better to build up our strength a bit more?" "Are you saying the master's still a noob?" Ryuki said to himself. Egon's right, but if we drag this out any longer, we'll just give them time to respond. I can't stop here. Ryuki said to himself, "My time has been frozen since that moment 3 years ago. Everything froze, and only 2 things remained in my mind: despair and hatred. Those are the only reasons I have to keep living." He suddenly started the live stream and said, "Hello viewers, this is Ryu 7017, known for uploading deep sea escape videos. My name in the game Labyrinth is Ryuki. I'm sorry, but today's video isn't about dungeon clearing. From now on, I'm going to reveal the truth that I know to all of you." In the live stream, Ryuki said, "Hello everyone, I'm Ryuki, known as Ryu, the one posting an unknown's escape from the deep sea." Ragna said to herself, "Is that guy really Ryu? Seeing him in person, he looks more ordinary than I expected." Ryuki said, "First off, many of you were curious about the word unknown in my video title. To be clear, I am indeed an unknown in the literal sense. I know it's hard to believe that an unknown without an account could enter the game Labyrinth. Many of you might find this difficult to swallow. After all, to get an account, you need to be a psi level or rank or above, pass the relevant exam, or get a guild recommendation." A boy said, "He claims he's a real unknown?" His friend replied, "Wasn't this just some attention-seeking gimmick?" Ryuki said, "But I assure you I am absolutely a bottom-of-the-barrel unknown. As for the account, let's just say I got lucky. It doesn't matter if you can't accept it or if you suspect foul play." The comment said, "This guy's nuts, the nerve of this criminal. Hasn't he improved? An unknown doing a broadcast like this. He's got no humility. Anyone want to take this guy down? What does he think he is?" Ryuki said, "This isn't a broadcast to plead my case after all. I don't care what people say about me." A comment said, "They're letting this social trash broadcast?" Linza Guild Vice Leader Linful Daria said, Is he crazy? The nerve of an unknown. A comment said, unknown scum doesn't know his place. Ryuki continued, but the reason I became an unknown is because I was framed. But as I said earlier, I'm not here to make a case for myself. No one would believe me anyway. Despite that, the reason I'm making this video is, I know you're watching, Rimple, and you too, you bastards from the Linza Guild. Do you all remember? The pathetic look on my face when I fell into the abyss. I struggled in hell, and now I've clawed my way back here. Just wait a little longer. It's your turn now. Suddenly a man said, well, looks like an enemy of Linza has appeared. H voice said, wow, the video views are no joke. V voice said, is this the guy we talked about before? I heard he's under surveillance now. The man said, seems he used to work for Linza before falling to unknown status. The detailed records were erased, but H voice said, this must be Gabriel's doing. He seemed to have a grudge against Rimple, so he probably deleted any records that could harm the guild. V voice said, Rimple Darius is an important candidate, so keep a close eye on him. H voice said, honestly, they all look pretty pathetic to MM. The man said, so what should we do? Linza won't be able to ignore Ryu 7017 either. H voice said, I'd like to stay out of it for now. Besides, what can just 3 of us decide? V voice said, I'll keep watching for now too. I've got my own stuff to deal with. The man said, all right, we'll continue surveillance as is, but I might act on my own discretion, you know. H voice said, since when have you ever asked for permission? I'm out. V voice said, I'll be taking my leave too. The man said, what an uncooperative bunch, really. Yeah, I'll do as I please too. Whatever direction my soul finds most enjoyable, in a different scene. A reporter asked Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius, let's talk about the recent hot topic, Ryu 7017 and the Linza Guild. What was their relationship? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, it's true that they were once part of our guild. However, due to an unfortunate internal incident, they were expelled and now have no connection with us. The reporter said, there are claims that Linza falsely accused them. Is this true? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, that's completely unfounded. The reporter said, there are numerous other suspicions circulating as well, including malicious actions towards other gamers. We're also hearing rumors of collusion with Latia, the developer of World of Phantasm, supposedly to control the pace of content consumption in World of Phantasm. At Latia, they say you're regulating dungeon clears and item acquisition. As the guild leader, what's your take on these allegations? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, just as rumors can't swallow the truth, these are nothing but attempts to slander Linza. We've already contacted Ryu's associates and have a grasp on their information. Before long, everything will fall back into place. We'll take strong legal action against Ryu 7017 for spreading these rumors. As Shizuki watches the stream, Ryuki enters the jack of all trades and Shizuki said to him, well, the whole world's buzzing about you. To think such a celebrity would grace Jushiangguang. Ryuki said, I couldn't care less about that. More importantly, what's with that body that doesn't match your gruff old man voice? Shizuki said, I happen to like this voice. It's one of the perks of a full-body prosthetic, you know. Ryuki said, I don't care, just show me the mod. Shizuki said, how cold. I'm afraid what you saw last time is all there is. Ryuki said, don't give me that crap, you said it yourself last time, that there was a request to test those seeking the mod. Doesn't that mean you have connections with the mod's creator? Shizuki said, so you want to deal directly with the mod creator? Ryuki said, if the test subject is walking right in, who am I to refuse? Shizuki said, I see. She took something from her chest and said, they told me to pass this on if anyone came looking. They said if you can use this properly, they'll meet you. Ryuki took the disc that came out of Shizuki's chest and said, they'll meet you, huh? Sounds like quite the big shot. The random box device system Igon scanned the disc and said, Mod Mind's Eye. It interferes with the visual system to obtain various information. However, it's higher spec than previously installed mods, so the risks are greater too. Ryuki said, I don't mind that, but I don't like feeling like I'm being tested. Well, anyway, one last piece of business. Shizuki said, ooh, don't tell me that heavy thing is. Ryuki said, these are the BBOS level magic stones I've collected from dungeon runs. Calculate the value, including the mod bonus, would you? And he dropped the bag. Shizuki excitedly said, thanks as always. I'll make sure you're well compensated, so come again. Outside, Ryuki looks at the system and said, between the magic stone payouts and YouTube ad revenue, this is quite the haul, isn't it? The random box device system Igon said, so are you off to try your luck with some random boxes now? Ryuki said, nah, I've got one more person to meet. The random box device system Egon said, "What? The master is meeting 2 people in one day? Are we talking about the same socially inept master here?" Suddenly, a man waves at Ryuki and says, "Hey there, long time no see. You're earlier than I expected." The random box device system Egon said, "Hold up, since when does the master have friends? You've seriously misjudged this person." The man said, "How've you been, Ryuki?" The random box device system Egon, confused, said, "What?" as he holds Ryuki's shoulder and Ryuki looks at his hands. In the past, Garcia points at the tree and says to Ryuki, "Yeah, you're right." Ryuki said, "It really has been a while, Garcia." Garcia sweats and says, "Mind if we chat for a bit?" Ryuki angrily clenches his fist and says, "Sure, I don't mind talking." Garcia said, "You're pretty easygoing. I should have reached out sooner," as he signals his troops behind. Garcia continues to say, "I still feel awful about what happened 3 years ago. I truly had no choice back then. Helping an unknown was no small matter, you know? I've been wanting to apologize properly, even if it's late. Let's move somewhere more private first. Someone might recognize you." Ryuki said, "All right," and he grins at Garcia and says, "There are a lot of prying eyes around here." In a coffee shop, Garcia says, "Once again, I sincerely apologize. For what happened 3 years ago, I am truly sorry." Ryuki said, "Honestly, it doesn't look good to me. Do you think an apology like this has any meaning now?" Garcia said, "No, I genuinely." Ryuki said, "Then tell me, what are you really here to apologize for?" Garcia said, "I have a plan to help you get back to bronze rank." Ryuki said, "Back to bronze? Is that even possible?" Garcia said, "If you follow my plan, it's possible. Of course, it won't be an immediate return." In the past, Ryuki shouted, "Garcia!" Garcia said, "What did you say?" Ryuki said, "There's only a week left until my mom's surgery, please. There's no one left I can ask but you. I don't want anything else. If you lend me the surgery costs, I swear I'll repay you." As Ryuki kneels to the ground in the rain, crying while holding Garcia's leg, Garcia said, "Ah, damn it. I came out wondering what nonsense you'd say, and here you are touching me with those filthy hands." And he kicks Ryuki, who feels the pain and says, "Ack." Garcia says, "Damn unknown, know your place. Get lost." Ryuki on the floor says to himself, "Mother, I need to get the money for my mom's surgery." In the hospital, Ryuki says, "This might actually be a good thing. The hospital bills, surgery costs, treatment expenses, and everything else. It's more than an unknown could ever hope to afford. Now that it's confirmed, get out. This isn't a place for an unknown like you to come." As he recalls what Garcia said to him, "Damn unknown, know your place, get lost." In the present, Ryuki says, "Ha." Garcia said, "Ryuki?" Ryuki said, "Garcia, I'll give you one piece of advice, since we were friends once. No one's going to believe that trashy performance." And he snaps, "I could easily find out where you're affiliated." The system said, "Game developer activity. Subsidiary of Space Alien Game Labyrinth closed down." Ryuki said, "Isn't activity one of Latia's subsidiaries? Lately, it looks like your labyrinth there is failing miserably. In that situation, what kind of support could you even offer?" Garcia said, "No, I truly." Ryuki walks away and says, "That might have worked in the past, but I don't need your support now." Garcia tries to chase Ryuki and says, "Wait, I'll hand your information over to Linza." And he takes out a card. Garcia says, "You should know who he is since you worked with him once. The guild master of Linza Guild and the elder brother of Linfildarius." Ryuki looks back and says, "Gabriel." And he says to himself, "Did you design this strategy guide?" In the past, Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said to Ryuki, "It's quite complete for a newcomer." Ryuki said to himself, before Linfildarius, he was the ace of the guild, the absolute leader of the Linza Guild. The cold serpent, Gabriel Darius. I'll be watching for your next strategy. Garcia said, "You know how terrifying that man is, don't you? It would be wise to sit back down while he still considers you human." Ryuki, in anger, was silent. Garcia said, "Fine, let's just talk business. Your channel will be a billboard for our activity company. Let's start with the content I prepared for your broadcast." Ryuki suddenly crushed the card in Garcia's hands and Garcia said in shock, "Ah!" Ryuki said, "Could you shut up? I don't want to hear any of that trash." As the card falls, Garcia said, "Damn you, I came all the way here for some lowlife like you and this is how you act? How dare you, an unknown?" And he took out his dagger. Suddenly, Ryuki pushed his palm to Garcia's throat and Garcia said in pain, "Ak, ga," as Ryuki raised him up. Ryuki said, "Forgotten that this trash is dangerous? Huh? Garcia, do you have a death wish? and he threw Garcia away, saying, "Get out." Garcia said, "Cough." Ryuki walked out and said, "Let's never see each other again." Garcia, coughing, said, "Cough, cough, cough." He said, "Emergency, the target. The target is escaping. Catch him, quickly." Suddenly, his team surrounded Ryuki and said, "Stop right there. Surrender peacefully." Suddenly, one of the security was struck and said in pain, "Urgh." His friend said, "The target is fleeing. Quick, after him." Another said, "What the? Where'd he go?" As Ryuki jumps away, his other friend said, "He definitely ran this way." A system notification said, "Super rare flash step level 3. Ryuki said to himself, "Gabriel Darius. He's taking a much more aggressive approach than expected." The random box device system Egon said, "Stress levels detected rising. Master, is something bothering you?" Ryuki said, "No, it feels more like things are getting clearer about what to do next. Let's head back to the world of Phantasm." A few moments later, Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said to Garcia, "I'm disappointed in you, Garcia. I trusted you. Is this how you repay that trust?" Garcia said, I'm sorry for disappointing you, but I do have information on him. He's 25 years old from..." Gabriel Darius interrupted, "The more you talk, the more disappointed I am. Do you think I wouldn't already know basic information about someone who used to belong to Linza? I didn't come here to hear such useless details." Garcia said, "Random box. The unknown probably got his account creation ticket from a random box. Give me one more chance, and I'll investigate it thoroughly." Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, "There was indeed a record of an account creation ticket being drawn, but all of them were publicly auctioned off, and there were no terminals in the area where he supposedly lives. I'm convinced that Ryuki has a benefactor. That's why I was expecting information about his associates." Garcia thought to himself, "He's been an unknown for years now. How am I supposed to know who his associates are?" Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, "I've wasted my time talking to trash who would betray an unknown for a quick profit." Garcia was shocked and said, An unknown? Damn you, you lowly unknown." As he took out his dagger, he said to Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius, "How dare you look down on me?" Suddenly, a man holds Garcia's head from behind. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius suddenly slams Garcia's head on the ground, and he says, "A bronze dares to attack a gold? That's a major offense. There are witnesses here, so you have no hope of escaping." A gay man with a cup of iced coffee was shocked, as his friend was shocked too. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, "Normally, this would result in an immediate death sentence, but I'll show mercy." As Garcia trembles in pain, Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, "Garcia, I sentence you to become an you unknown." Garcia said, "GG Guildmaster, I made a mistake. Please, just give me one more chance. Gabriel, please, I'm not an unknown." As Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius walks away, he says to himself, he was a decent analyst at best, but that's all he was. He doesn't compare to Linfell, so it was an obvious choice, yet something made him special. I'll find out his account's secret by any means necessary. In a different scene, a lightning bolt struck a town. Ryuki said, "I like this village." A system notification said, "Our transfer stone allows travel to a previously visited village." The random box device system Egon said, "When will you roll the random box?" A few moments later, the random box device system Egon said, "Why do you keep wandering around?" Ryuki said, "The number of players online in a village is important, not just the village size. Too many or too few wouldn't work. I need witnesses for what's about to happen." In the live stream, Ryuki said to himself, "The view count has been climbing rapidly since I revealed my face. With so much attention, it's hard for them to ignore, so they'll take action. The target, Linza, the top guild in the world of Phantasm, and Linza's ace, Linful." Ryuki removes his helmet and says, "Let's set the bait." The random box device system Egon says, "All right then, let's get started." In the distance, a lady points at Ryuki and says, "Woohoo, random box time." Her friend says, "Hey, wait, look over there. Is that the gamer?" Another says, "The unknown everyone's been talking about." His friend says, "Is it really him? Just out here in the open?" A system notification says, "Egon system, 92 Egon tickets, 5 super rare guaranteed tickets, 8,525 RP random box points." Ryuki says to himself, "Login bonuses, daily missions, dungeon achievements. I've accumulated quite a few tickets, even if the points are a bit low." Ryuki says, "All right, let's start off easy with a 10 roll. Not even a single super rare, not even a rainbow. Well, that's just how it is." As junk drops in front of him, the random box device system Egon says, "Probability is beyond our control, but if your rolls fail, I'll be ready to laugh at you with all my heart." Ryuki says, Use all remaining Igon tickets. Suddenly, multiple rank N and R items drop in front of Ryuki, and he kneels to the ground in disbelief. He says, the super rare rate is, after this many rolls, shouldn't I have gotten at least 1 or 2? As his soul comes out of his body, the random box device system Igon says, Master, don't give up. No matter how lousy the world is, there's still some worth in it. Ryuki says, it's fine. I didn't have high hopes anyway. 5 super rare guaranteed tickets. The real rolls start now. The random box device system Igon says, of course. Master always succeeds on guaranteed tickets. Ryuki says, exactly. Let's see. Open super rare random box. A system notification says, Igon system. Super rare phoenix feather new. A necklace made with a phoenix feather. Allows one-time revival. Ryuki says, a one-time revival, not a bad start at all. It'll be useful if I get one-shotted with no level or stat boosts. On to the next ticket. Please let it be a weapon or skill. The box opens. Ryuki says, all right, a new super rare. This one has to be the jackpot. The random box device system Igon says, jackpot. Ryuki sweats and freezes as he holds an electric brush. A system notification says, super rare magic toothbrush plus new. The random box device system Igon says, respect, master. After so many toothbrushes, you finally managed to pull a super rare grade 1. Ha ha, ha ha. As the brush vibrates, Ryuki says, this can't be real. Could there be some hidden feature with this toothbrush? The random box device system Igon says, with the symbol, it's a special item. Like a mana stone, you could use it outside. Ryuki says, and? The random box device system Igon says, using it consistently will prevent cavities. And it works without any electricity. Ryuki says, it's junk. And he throws the electric brush toward the random box device system Igon. Ryuki says to himself, damn it, at this rate, maybe using them all at once will increase the odds of getting something decent. 3 tickets left. Fine, I'll use them all at once. As 3 boxes come down from the sky, Ryuki says to himself, please, at least give me 1 weapon. Suddenly, he's shocked and says, are you kidding me right now? A system notification says, super rare gun sword. A system notification says, super rare gun sword. A system notification says, super rare gun sword. Ryuki says, how does it make sense to pull 3 duplicates? The random box device system Igon can't stop laughing. As Ryuki drops to the ground in disbelief, Ryuki says, it's all over. I never thought I'd end up blowing all my tickets like this. A blonde boy says, what the heck is he doing by himself? His gay friend says, should we report this to Linza? The random box device system Igon says, since you've had a good laugh, I'll share some good news. Ryuki says, good news? And he stands up and says, what do you mean? The random box device system Igon says, after pulling multiple super rare grade items, you've unlocked the less than combination greater than system. There are several other locked systems as well. I can't reveal the conditions in advance, so keep challenging yourself. Ryuki says, then why were you laughing earlier? The random box device system Igon says, master, I just couldn't resist seeing you despair. Ryuki says to himself, I'll turn you into a tin can someday, mark my words. Ryuki says, anyway, so the combination system has been unlocked. A system notification says, Igon system, combination skill combination, general skill combination grants additional experience. YGG skill combination creates new skills. Item combination dismantle, obtain random box points by dismantling. Upgrade items according to their combination recipe. Ryuki says to himself, so combination, at least duplicates have a purpose now. Ryuki says, item combination begins, target, gunsword, base item, gunsword. A system notification says, super rare gunsword plus new. Ryuki says, oh, gunsword plus. The performance has improved. Is there a limit to how many times I can combine this? Looks like it's all possible. Damn it, I knew it would work. 20 N-grade weapons, 10 R-grade weapons required material. 2 guns. A system notification says, base item gunsword plus. Ryuki says, combine, let's go. A system notification says, Igon system. Super rare, gun sword SIG plus new type, gunblade, YGG form. Each cylinder compresses energy, can be used as a firearm. Ryuki says, ha ha ha. The random box device system Igon says, master's mental health is becoming concerning. Ryuki says, let's go ahead and handle the remaining skills too. Execute upgrade on parry. A system notification says, parry level 4 levels 8,400 RP. Parry levels available for upgrade. Super rare plus parry YGG level. Ryuki says, what if I combine parry YGG and sword mastery YG? A system notification says, Igon system. Skill combination results. Super Rare plus Sword Saint level 1. Super Rare plus Heavenly Sword level 1. Super Rare plus Sword God level 1. Ryuki says, why is it even randomized? At least tell me what the options are. The random box device system Igon says, isn't that the thrill of it all? With skill combinations, you can enhance current abilities or obtain new ones. Why not aim for the Transcendence grade plus skill? Ryuki says, what's the probability? The random box device system Igon says, around 2%. Fairly decent odds. Ryuki says, I'm a fool for even asking. Ryuki says, screw it, let's do it. A system notification says, Igon system, Super Rare plus Sword Saint level 1 qualification as a legendary Sword Saint. Auto-activates Sword Mastery level 3. Activates Parry level 3 on-off and Sword Energy level 1 on-off. Grants additional experience for enemy kills with a sword. Ryuki says to himself, Sword Saint, huh? A shame it's not but still not bad. It feels like it combines the old skills. Ryuki says, wait, the skill levels have dropped? The random box device system Igon says, that's random too. Ryuki says, oh come on. The random box device system Igon says, anyway, that's about it. Ryuki says, Igon, if you're just going to stand there, why not try some testing? The random box device system Igon says, Master, the assassin says, are you Ryu 7017? Ryuki says, so you've finally shown up. Did Linza send you? The assassin says, I'll be asking the questions. Ryuki says, drawing a weapon in the middle of town, huh? This is supposed to be a no PK zone. Ryuki felt the pain and said, ack. The assassin says, worrying about such meaningless game settings? The PK rule between players just means you can't kill. Instead, you can inflict pain all you want without actually dying. Ryuki says to himself, right, this is Linza Guild's preferred method, since every sensation here feels real. Ryuki says, if you're from Linza, why bother with a mask? Didn't you launch this attack right after declaring war on them? As he was stabbed in the back, the assassin says, don't expect to have any peace in this game labyrinth from now on. Wherever you go, wherever you hide, we'll follow you. Ryuki trembles in pain and says, ha 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 ha. The assassin says, are you laughing? Ryuki says, doesn't this sound hilarious to you? World of Phantasm is practically Linza's property. That's why you can act with such impunity. The assassin says, laugh all you want now. I'll soon turn that laughter into screams. Ryuki uses his skill, Super Rare Flash Step level 3, as he evades and attacks the assassin. He says, aye, you bastard. Ryuki says, 3 times. The assassin, confused, says, what? Ryuki says, that's the number of times you attacked me first. This should be enough to set the scene of a player being attacked by a vicious guild, right? The assassin, confused, says, W, what are you talking about? Ryuki says, now it's my turn to strike back. As the assassin screams in pain, R. No, wait, hold on. R. Ryuki says, why are you pretending to be weak now? Weren't you the one who said you'd follow me until the end, until I die? As the assassin screams in pain, Ryuki says, hurts, doesn't it? I was in a lot of pain earlier myself. In World of Phantasm, defense reduces both health points damage and pain, but my attacks don't follow that system. The assassin, confused, says, W, why can't I log? Log out? The random box device system Igon says, the logout signal was blocked a while ago. Ryuki says, just as you said, in a PK-free zone, you can't lose health points or die. All you get to experience is the endless pain of being sliced and pierced. Ryuki pushes his gun blade and twists it as the assassin screams in pain. Ah! Ryuki says, you're probably familiar with these screams. After all, this is exactly what you and your people have been doing for so long. The random box device system Igon says, Master. Ryuki says, ah, you're here, as other assassins jump near Ryuki. Their leader says, Ryu 7017. Let me get straight to the point. Quit World of Phantasm. It would be ideal if you stopped being a gamer entirely, but we'll let that part slide. Ryuki says, how generous. You're acting as if you're doing me a huge favor. Wasn't it you guys who provoked me in the first place? He then stabs the assassin once more, and the assassin says in pain, Their leader says, you're being too ruthless. I didn't hear he was this dangerous. Ryuki says, then step down. The leader says, that's not an option. More than anything, I'm curious about that gun sword. It certainly doesn't exist in World of Phantasm. How did you bring it here? Ryuki says, take off that mask and I'll tell you. The leader says, you know that's not happening. It's probably just a bug. If you'd quietly enjoyed exploiting it, things could have been peaceful. But you chose to create unnecessary trouble. Sorry, but your escape plan ends here. As they all jump to attack Ryuki, Ryuki evades and jumps back. Ryuki says to himself, "Quick on the draw, huh? But this is as far as you go." Suddenly, Ryuki manages to attack him with one slash. He uses his skill, Super Rare Plus Sword Saint Wig Level 1. As the leader says in pain, "Gah." He says to himself, a gamer who hasn't even reached the tower is already using aura. But aura consumes a lot of MP. Using such techniques so recklessly at this stage. You're just a beginner who lucked into a bug, aren't you? Another assassin tries to attack Ryuki from behind and says, "With an aura this weak." Ryuki manages to block. Ryuki says, "Did you think this was aura?" And he attacks back. As the assassin feels the pain, he says, "Urgh." The leader says to himself, "Impossible. He broke our aura. Could that be another skill from a different game labyrinth, like parry? If we wait until the skill effect wears off." Ryuki says, "Haven't you realized the situation yet? The more time you take, the worse it gets for you." Ryuki says, "My skill doesn't consume MP." The assassin says, "What?" Ryuki says, "Dragging this out is fine by me. It just gives me more time to practice." Ryuki says, "I've only fought monsters so far. I need to practice against real people." The assassin says, "Practice, target," as they shout in pain, "Oh, no!" Asiya listens at the back of the crowd. An assassin shouts in pain, "Ah, Mimi, arm, damn it." The leader says, "Don't let him hit you. He's ignoring our defenses. All units, set up for a raid." Ryuki says, "What a great performance. Bringing out the Black Nightfall too, huh? If you're revealing your signature weapon, you're not even trying to hide your identity anymore." Dual-wield swordsman, Cassius. With your gentlemanly image, you have a fan club, not as big as Linfel's, but still. Doesn't it bother you to ruin that image like this? Cassius suddenly grins and says, "And I'll immobilize him." He uses his skill. Illusion chain, Cassius says. "No physical projectiles allowed. Attack him from a distance with area attacks." As the mages attack Ryuki, Magnum Strike, Accelerator, Dragon's Breath. Cassius says to himself, "We've already analyzed the properties of parry. If the attack isn't solid, he won't be able to counter it." As Ryuki looks at the incoming attacks, suddenly, a huge blast erupts. The dust cloud clears, and Ryuki says, "As expected, Super Rare Plus really does live up to its grade." The random box device system, Egon says. The sword aura has a slash effect across space. It can still cause damage even if it isn't physical. Ryuki waves his gunblade and says, "But it's a bit disappointing. I thought I'd have to be more cautious with wide range and ranged attacks. Now I just need to swing this." Cassius says, "Damn it, all units once more." Suddenly he is hit in the back and falls to the ground, saying in pain, "Gah." His goons say, "Boss." Ryuki says, "Taking a bullet for the first time, huh?" His goons say. With a boss down in one hit, it hardly feels like an accomplishment. Another says, "That weapon, could it be BE?" His friend says, "No, it can't be, but it's..." And they look closely and say, "A gun." Ryuki says to himself, "Against large or numerous monsters, it's just crowd control. But against humans, it's a different story. Guns don't exist in World of Phantasm. No matter how elite Linza's forces are, they're not equipped to handle this." Ryuki says, "Why are you hesitating? Since you came at me first, you should be prepared to end up crippled or die from shock. You should have been ready for that, right?" And he uses his gunblade. It says, "Bang, bang." The goons scream, "Arr!" A bear watches the live stream and says, "Wow, what the heck is this? A bug? Can you even call this a bug? Things are just getting more interesting." Ryuki says, "No way." The random box device system, Egon says, they rely on dodging and blocking based on their status. That means their movements are bound to be wasteful. It contrasts with Master's combat style, where he has to be prepared to die with just one hit. Cassius says, As his friends say in pain, "Ah, erg." The random box device system, Egon says, "I've blocked everyone here from logging out. They can't even escape from the pain. How pitiful." Ryuki says, "Well, as high-ranking members of the Linza Guild, they probably have some kind of mental safeguard." Suddenly, Ryuki feels something and jumps away as the people shout, "Ah! Argh!" Ryuki falls to the ground and says in pain, "Argh!" And he says to himself, "This skill, this is the technique I saw countless times on video. You can only get it by mastering Spear Mastery. It's one of the few ranged attack skills in World of Phantasm." He looks at the sky and says, "Meteor shower, could it be?" Ryuki runs away. A person in the distance smiles and says, "Transfer stone," and throws it to Ryuki. Suddenly he vanishes. A warrior says, He's gone." His friend says, What was that? If they're with Linza, then could that just now have been? Cassius says to himself, so, are they getting personally involved? Suddenly, Ryuki teleports to another location, running. He looks behind and says, you. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, I'd rather not have any onlookers around for this. Can't exactly ignore all the noise this love call is making. It was Linza Guild's Vice Guild Leader, Meteor Linfeld Darius. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, are you ready for the pain you've brought upon yourself? The random box device system Migan says, Master, your heart rate is spiking. Ryuki says to himself, I've imagined this moment over and over in my head, waiting for this moment to come. Ryuki says, just one question, Linfeld. Do you remember me? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, so many people come after me. I don't know you. That's why I came in person. I thought maybe I'd remember something if I saw you up close. But even now, nothing comes to mind. Are you sure you even have a grudge against me? Ryuki says, you ruined my life. And you don't remember anything at all? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, oh wait, Ryuki, huh? Oh right. Yeah, I still don't know. Does that bother you? Feel unfair? Did you think throwing a tantrum would change anything? Ryuki remembers his mother. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, you keep blaming others for your own misery. He grabs his spear and says, that's all there is to it. But since I'm already here, Ryuki says, don't disappoint me too much, all right? Don't worry. I have no intention of holding back against someone like you. As Ryuki and Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius face each other, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius charges his spear. Ryuki says to himself, here it comes. As Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius dashes near Ryuki, Ryuki says to himself, what speed? Suddenly, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius's attack explodes. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, oh, you deflected that? Not bad for an unknown, I'll give you that. Ryuki trembles as he says to himself, the power behind those blows. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, well then, let's keep going. As Ryuki manages to block, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius continues to attack Ryuki. Ryuki says to himself, is that just his normal attack strength? It's so fast that I can't even time my parries. I'm barely deflecting them on pure instinct. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius tosses Ryuki away with a single swing. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, I might have to reevaluate you. Ryuki sweating says, reevaluate? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, it's for entertainment really. These days, games are just ether energy farms. But in the old days, people played just for fun, right? Let's say I'm giving you some pointers for free, from someone with real talent. Try your best, go for the high score. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius uses his skill, Meteor Strike. Ryuki manages to block it. Ryuki says to himself, the shock to my wrist feels like it's about to snap. But, Ryuki says, what the? And he says to himself, I barely managed it, parry. A system notification says, Egon System Super Rare Plus Swordmaster level, parry level 3. Ryuki says to himself, when the parry lands, it creates an opening. This is my chance to strike. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius suddenly swings his spear near Ryuki, making him slide away. Ryuki says to himself, he countered while off balance from the parry. This unstable counterattack has more weight behind it than the Dark Knight, as he trembles holding his weapon. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, a parry, huh? That's not a skill found here in Phantasm, is it? Interesting choice. I'll ramp it up a bit for you then. Think you can keep up this time? He then tries to stab Ryuki, and Ryuki says to himself, avoiding the spear, there should be a parry stun effect. He recovers so fast, is it because of his weapon? From the data I reviewed back when I was an analyst, I'm sure, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says. You're holding up better than I expected. Now that I'm speeding up, try to keep up. Ryuki says to himself, the unique item, Starlight Spear. The more attacks you take, the faster it gets. Even with intuition and parry, I can't hold out for much longer. Ryuki tries to attack and says to himself, this is my last chance. I have to aim for a critical hit. Suddenly, Ryuki is hit and screams in pain. Ga? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, too bad. As Ryuki is stabbed, he says in pain, grr. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, just 3 more seconds, and you'd have set a top-ranking record. Guess this one's not worth remembering either. It was a little thrilling, but that's all there is to it. He swings his spear, making Ryuki fly. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfeld Darius says, honestly, pretty underwhelming. Did you really think you could take me on with skills like that? Oh, and by the way, you can't die here even if you want to. This place is considered a PK-free zone, just like that village where you fought Casehouse. It may look like an empty ruin with no NPCs around, but the game's system is so messed up it still considers it a village. Well, you can't run, so if you don't want to suffer more, start talking. There's someone backing you up, isn't there? Ryuki crawls away and says, shut you pee. If you're that curious, why don't you ask Cynthia? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says in shock, Cynthia? Wait, you know where she is? Where is that little? As he grabs Ryuki. Ryuki says, haha, what's this? Did she betray you too? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, quit spouting nonsense and answer me. Ryuki says to himself, be quiet. Intuition, it's never been this noisy before. And he takes out an item. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, where is she? Tell me right now. A system notification says, Yggdrasil R small flash bomb. Linfil Darius looks at the light in pain. Ugh, what the? It's nothing. You really think you can take me down with a toy like this? Ryuki says, do you think I'd let someone else manipulate me? Ridiculous. Why would I need someone else's help to finish off scum like you? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, fine, so you don't want to talk? That's your choice. Don't regret it. Ryuki says, you said you didn't remember who I was, didn't you? But from now on, you'll never forget, because now, I'm coming at you with 50%. From now on, I'll face you with just 50%. The random box device system Egon says, but master? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius, confused, says, 50%? You think you have the luxury to show off like that? The random box device system Egon says, understood. Just don't regret it. Ryuki says, regret? I've already discarded such useless emotions. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius charges forward and says, you arrogant fool, Ryuki says to himself. Read his attacks with intuition. Buy time with parries. Then use swift step to close in. As Ryuki is hit and flies away, hitting a rock, he shouts in pain, Gah! Ryuki says to himself, he switched to a kick in that split second? Ryuki suddenly sees the tip of Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius' spear. Ryuki pushes the spear away and dashes away. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, lucky for you, we're in a PK-free zone, don't you think? Would have been boring if it ended too quickly after all that effort. Ryuki says to himself, my right arm is barely holding on. If I'd been even a little slower, it would have been severed. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, and besides, I'd get an earful from the boss if we fought in the town. No place better to fight than here, quiet and all. Ryuki stands up and says, shut that mouth. Ryuki suddenly gets to Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius' back and says, die. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius sighs and says, told you, that's not happening. As Ryuki is hit, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, think you can handle this one? A system notification says, skill meteor shower. As Ryuki is hit, he gasps in pain and says, gah! Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, getting slower, aren't you? After all that talk about fighting with 50% power, this is all you've got? Should have known this would be the outcome. Did you think an elite guild ace would get coddled? Put up more of a fight. This is the perfect time for your revenge, isn't it? Ha! Now it's boring. Pathetic weakling. As Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius tries to punch Ryuki's chin, he uppercuts Ryuki, and he flies away. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, when it comes down to it, it feels like a waste to finish you off so soon. Maybe I should have played around with you a bit more. He then uses his skill, Meteor Shower, followed by skill, Flash. As Ryuki is hit multiple times, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius walks away and says, so disappointing. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, huh? What is it, boss? Guess I've been away for too long. The system says, stop the fight and return immediately. Gabriel Darius. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, Cheech, I'll get another earful. Ryuki says, wait. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says to himself, no way. There's no way my attack couldn't break through his armor. The pain he should have felt would have killed a person from shock, or at the very least, left him in a vegetative state. This isn't something he could just resist with sheer willpower. The random box device system Egon says, the sensitivity control only adjusts sensory input. At the minimum level of 50%, he'll feel less pain, but his movements will slow too. Are you some kind of masochist, enjoying pain on purpose? That last attack was seriously life-threatening. Ryuki says, I had no choice if I wanted a shot. I just have to keep hitting back. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, you must have used some kind of glitch, but it would have been better if you just stayed down. Ryuki says, Are you scared of Gabriel Darius? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius freezes in shock. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "What did you just say?" Ryuki says, "Huh, did that hit a nerve?" Seeing you here, it's obvious this was a solo move. By now, Gabriel is probably furious. A system notification said, "Yggdrasil Nut Rusty Dagger." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "Ha, done. I was so desperate that I rushed in, but I got what I wanted." Suddenly, he is hit in the neck and screams in pain. Gah! Ryuki says, "Underestimating me. Just a scratch on your neck and you're whining already?" Well, I guess that's to be expected if this is your first time feeling pain like this. Even though your armor is supposed to reduce both damage and pain, my attack ignores those rules. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius cries out like a little baby. "Ah, yo yadada wabastar." Yuki says, "Still doing fine, I see. If you can still make that racket with a wounded neck, stop whining and come at me." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius charges toward Ryuki and says, "Shut up." As Ryuki swings his sword to parry Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius' spear, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius thinks to himself, "What? He's reading my moves? He's wounded too, so why?" Ryuki thinks to himself, "Back when I was an analyst, I constantly studied Linfil to improve my strategy. I memorized all his skill patterns, the habits in his fighting style, even the behaviors psychologically suggested by his profile. He's never experienced this level of pain before. Once his concentration breaks, I gain the upper hand." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius, feeling the pain, says, "Damn, I need to end this fight fast. I'll put everything into this next strike." He uses his skill Sonic Spear, increased attack speed, skill Monster Strength, attack power boost, skill double attack, doubles damage. For one strike, skill 7-star critical boost, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius thinks to himself, "My awakening skill, usually only for hunting tower bosses. This will pierce right through you." He uses his skill, Celestial Meteor Strike. Ryuki thinks to himself, "The Spear of Invincibility? I just need to hold out. As long as I don't leave the PPK free zone, I'll be safe. I'll use the terrain to deflect the attack path and brace myself." Ryuki suddenly leaps away. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "Think you can dodge at that slow pace?" Ryuki throws an N wooden doll. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "What the heck?" Ryuki throws another N rusty gear. Ryuki thinks to himself, "If I can't avoid the attack, I'll minimize the damage and recoil however I can." Ryuki throws his junk at Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius. Nan indoor slippers, nan toothbrush, nan trash can, ra carpet, nan dummy doll, nan cheap hat, nan women's shirt, nan pebble, nan toothbrush, circular shield, nan stick, nan landmine, nan torch, nan energy drink, nan kitchen towel, nan pebble, nan trade coin, nan roll of toilet paper, nan soap, nan toothbrush. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "Is he messing with me? Does he really think he can block my Celestial Meteor Strike with this junk? Just die already." As he tries to stab Ryuki in his back, suddenly there's a huge blast. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "You annoying little rat. So you managed to avoid a direct hit? Well, there's no way you can win with what's left." Ryuki says, I finally made it this far." As he holds Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius' spear, Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, You filth, staining my weapon with your dirty blood." And he thinks to himself, "This leech just won't let go." Ryuki says, "Linfil, how about I show you something fun?" Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "What are you babbling about? Let go." Ryuki thinks to himself, "That's special super rare from the very beginning. I tested it later with Serial's wings too. I claimed it was a skill in the video, but in reality it's neither a skill nor an item." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "What are you doing? What's happening to my spear? What the heck is in my window?" A system notification says, "Special super rare system." Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, What the hell, the Starlight Spear?" And he looks at his hands. "It's disappeared from my inventory as well." No way, that's a unique item. There's no concept of item destruction in this game, so how? Is it some kind of illusion technique? Yeah, this guy must be using some cheap trick. Ryuki suddenly pulls the trigger, and it hits Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius' shoulder. He screams in pain. Gah! Ryuki says, "I aimed for your heart, and you managed to react in that instant. As expected of an ace, huh?" Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfil Darius says, "What did you do to my weapon? Answer me." Ryuki says, "Still don't get it. That precious weapon you had is gone for good. I deleted the data itself. That's the power of delete." A system notification says, Yggdrasil System Special Super Rare Delete Type Interference Authority System erases data in the game labyrinth. Activation condition, maintain contact with the target for at least 5 seconds. Restriction, usable 4 times per week in real-world time. Usage count, out of. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldaria says, I'm not sure what kind of tricks you're hiding, but I'll just have to take you down to solve this. One weapon is more than enough to finish you. He pulls out another spear. Ryuki runs away and says, then come at me. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldaria says, that bastard. You think I'll let you get away? As he chases after Ryuki. Suddenly, he steps on something and hears a click. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldaria says, what the? Suddenly, he explodes. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldaria says, insane. What the hell was that just now? Suddenly, he is hit in the chest again. He cries out in pain, gah! Ryuki says, you'd better stay still if you know what's good for you. I've set up a bunch of mines around us. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldaria says, mines? What a load of bull. How would you even know this place? Suddenly, he steps on another mine and hears a click. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius explodes again. Ryuki says, you didn't think I'd know about this spot? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, you bastard. Ryuki says, I knew every move you'd make, from how you'd show up to how you'd try to stomp me down. Since the moment I broadcasted that declaration, I had it all planned. This is a place where filthy jerks like you from Linza play dirty, isn't it? I figured you'd try to lure me here, so I planted some gifts for you in advance. Thanks for playing right into my hands. To return the favor, I'll make sure to stick around to the end. As Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius grins in anger, he says, quit your bullshit, and runs toward Ryuki. Suddenly, there's a huge explosion. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius thinks to himself, damn, like a rat, dodging every attack. The dust is clouding my sight. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, die, you bastard. He sees a decoy doll. End decoy doll. Ryuki says, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ryuki holds his spear. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, no way could this actually. Ryuki says, 0. He deletes his weapon again. Ryuki says, well, starting to feel it now? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, not just some trick, huh? Then the Starlight Spear really is. A system notification says, Yggdrasil Gunsword Wide Sheath Cylinder Full Release Yggdrasil Ignition. Ryuki shoots at the face of Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, screw this. One day, I'll make you pay for this. Logout. A system notification says, World of Phantasm logout confirmed. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius shouts in pain, why? Why won't it work? Logout.ja. The random box device system Egon says, I've disabled logout. Ryuki says, trying to run away at this critical moment? You're the great Linza Ace, aren't you ashamed? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says in pain, why can't I? As Ryuki slams his face on the ground, Ryuki says, Linfoldarius, do you remember someone who worked as an analyst in the Linza Guild named Ryuki? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, you think I'd remember something like that? I'm never going to remember you. Ryuki says, even if you're no longer a gamer? Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, what? Ryuki says, it's 1 account per person. If you lose that account, for any reason, you'll never get another. I've wondered if my delete could actually erase account data too. You'll never forget me again. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says in fear, stop. Take your hand off me, Ryuki says. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, don't do it, Ryuki says. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, stop it, ga. Ryuki says, 3. As Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius remembers what Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius said, gathering information on Ryu 7017. Do not act recklessly, Linfol. This time, it's different. Ryuki says, 2-1. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius says, before, my ears are bleeding here. Enough with the nagging. Ryuki finally says, 0. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfoldarius shouts in fear, no, as he slowly vanishes, turning into digital trash. The random box device system Egon says, it's over. Well done, Master. Ryuki says, over? This is just the beginning. Don't make me laugh. This is just the beginning. There are still plenty left for me to repay. As Asiya silently watches, Ryuki says, Linza Guild Gabriel Darius. And, as Asiya takes out her dagger and tries to rush toward Ryuki, she attempts to stab Ryuki in the back. Ryuki says, a dagger? What is this now? The random box device system Egon says, Master, be careful. Master, are you okay? Ryuki says, a trap? Spatial transference? No, something feels different. Suddenly a voice says, it's been a while, Ryuki. Ryuki says, who are you? And she replies, I am Asaya. Ryuki thinks to himself, one of those from the Jai's Guild, ranking on dungeon clearance? I've never seen him before. But this feeling is so unpleasant. Asaya says, Asaya is my real name. But I once went by a different name. You'd probably know that one better. She takes off her hood and says, I never thought we'd meet again. Ryuki. Ryuki says, Sai-si-sen, as he remembers her from the past. Then he says, Cynthia. Asaya says, I'm sure I mentioned it earlier. That was an alias. My real name is Asaya. Ryuki suddenly laughs hard and says, I don't care what your real name is. Because of your scheme, I got kicked out of the guild, became an unknown, and lost everything. And yet, you came back yourself. There's only one reason I can think of for that. You must have a death wish, right? Asaya says, I tried to find out what happened to you over the years. Never thought you'd become a gamer. Ryuki says, thinking about how to bring you Linfel and those Linza guys down is what kept me going every day. If it hadn't been for that, I'd have died just like you expected. So tell me, why are you here now? I'm barely holding back from killing you on the spot. Asaya says, it's been 3 years and you've changed a lot. Let me get straight to the point. Forget everything. Let go of your revenge on Linza. Ryuki says, what did you say? Asaya says, if you live quietly, Linza will ease up on tracking you. Think about your family, at least for the sake of your mother. She pauses and says, oh, I just learned today that she passed away. Sorry. Ryuki is shocked and grips his gunblade, saying, you really do have a death wish, don't you? If that's the case, I'll grant you that wish. Right now. He charges toward Asaya. Asaya looks at him, evading the attack as she jumps away. She lands and runs toward her dagger. Ryuki thinks to himself, what's with that girl? Is there something special about that dagger? She grabs the dagger, and Ryuki manages to cut her hands and strike her head. Ryuki says, you're not even close. Is that all you've got? Asaya says, I had no idea your hatred ran this deep. Ryuki is shocked as he sees Asaya's head vanish. He thinks to himself, what is that? Asaya says, guess taking down Linfel wasn't just luck. I'll be going now. Ryuki, confused and shocked, says, what? And he shoots at Asaya. Asaya says, I didn't come here for a fight to the death. I never thought you'd actually defeat Linfel. The random box device system Egon says, Master, that figure isn't real. There was a massive data transmission when he touched the dagger. Ryuki says, what? The random box device system Egon says, you kept calling it a bug, a cheat, but now that you see the real thing, you're shocked. That's what an artificial bug looks like. Ryuki says, I don't care about that. Bottom line, I can't kill you now. Asaya says, bringing down Linza is my job. I don't know what kind of trick you used, but can you handle it when Linfel returns? Ryuki says, Linfel? I'm not giving up on revenge. I couldn't care less about the consequences. Asaya says, you'll regret this. Ryuki says, you'll never see Linfel in the game Labyrinth again. I erase his account completely. He was crying and screaming by the end. Asaya says, wait, what did you just say? Ryuki says, so just shut up and wait. Soon enough, I'll make sure you follow him. A few moments later, Ryuki looks at his hands and says, she got me. That bug neutralized me, whatever it was, completely. If Asaya had meant to kill me, I'd be dead right now. But what was most shocking was that suspicious dagger. If touching it activates something, I should have dodged it instead of grabbing it, but I didn't feel any danger from it. I'm going to need some professional information. I'll need an ally. He says to the random box device system, Egon, is that thing done? The random box device system Egon says, of course, Master. Tracking the data and connecting the call. Ryuki says, you're listening now, aren't you? The mod maker. The teddy bear is shocked and confused. The random box device system Egon says, so you put a backdoor in that Insight mod I bought from Shizuki's shop. You thought I wouldn't notice you hacking my vision? The mod maker thinks to himself, he was already on to me? I need to disconnect. Ryuki says, it's no use. I assume you saw how I blocked Caseus and Linfel from logging out. The mod maker says, sorry, but I didn't mean any harm. Ryuki says, it doesn't matter if you meant harm or not. You put me through a test and then spied on me too? Of course I'd find that unpleasant. You know Shizuki, right? Let's meet face to face. Come to Shizuki's shop tomorrow night at 8. Otherwise, I'll track down the source and burn all the data. The mod maker sweats in fear. The random box device system Egon says, all right, I get it. Just let me ask one thing. When you fought Linfel, the signal dropped for a bit. Was that also you? Ryuki sweats and thinks to himself, did he miss Cynthia's contact back then? That bug is definitely dangerous. I have to catch this guy, no matter what. Ryuki says, "Are you in any position to ask me questions? If you don't want to end up like Linfil, show up quietly. Got it?" At Shizuki Curio Shop, Ryuki says, "This is absurd. You've got some nerve. I came on time and you're still not here. Are we doing this trade or not?" Shizuki says, "What are you talking about?" Ryuki says, "The mod creator is already here." Shizuki says, "Don't you see him?" Ryuki says, "I didn't come here to joke around with you. If he's a friend of yours or something and you're hiding him then." Suddenly the mod maker says, I'm here." Ryuki, confused, says, "What?" The mod maker says, "This is how we're meeting face to face for the first time? Quite embarrassing. I'm the mod creator." Ryuki thinks to himself, teddy bear. Unbelievable. "So, you think I'm easy to fool, huh?" As Ryuki grabs the mod maker and squeezes him tightly in his hands. The mod maker says, "It hurts." "You're going to crush me." Ryuki says, "Enough of this nonsense. My patience is running thin." Suddenly Ryuki says, What's happening?" The mod maker says, "I thought it'd be quicker to show you instead of explaining. I moved my consciousness briefly. The one who just spoke through this body is the mod creator. And at the same time, the one talking to you on that side is me, Shizuki. Now, can you let me go? We're here to make a deal, aren't we?" Ryuki thinks to himself. The voice and tone changed to Shizuki's. Then what is that lying on the ground over there? The random box device system Egon says, "It's indeed the same person. It appears he uses multiple bodies and can adjust his personality programming accordingly." Ryuki says, "Insane. He's even altered his own personality." The mod maker says, "Impressive observation. You spotted it right away, just like the last body. Anyway, congratulations on taking down Linfil, especially that ability you used at the end. Where did you get that? Any limitations, usage count, cooldown, or is there another cost?" Ryuki says to himself. The voice changed again. "So this one's?" Ryuki says, "Not going to answer that. How about you tell me who you are?" The mod maker says, "Shizuki will explain that. But still, you might want to be careful about showing that delete ability." Ryuki says, "Thanks for the concern, but it's too late." The random box device system Egon says, "Video editing is done, and this battle is already uploaded." Ryuki says, "The fight with Linfil from start to finish, it's all up now." The mod maker says, "You uploaded that whole thing? Are you out of your mind? All of Linza will be after you now." Ryuki says, "That's exactly what I want. Let them feel fear from an unknown at the bottom they so look down upon." The mod maker says, "Sigh. It's like talking to a wall. Do you even know you're being tailed already?" Ryuki says, "What, tailed?" The mod maker says, "Forget it. Talk to Shizuki about this headache." Shizuki says, "Haha, 5555 doesn't like talking unless it's about his specialty. Anyway, check this out first." Ryuki says, What is this?" Shizuki says, It's a live feed showing the area within a 100-meter radius of this shop. It's quite handy for detecting those who are targeting us. Black snake distance, 47 minutes. Ryuki says, "Black snake? Are those guys still not over it?" Shizuki says, "Nah, they're probably just bait. The real backers are likely, these folks." Iron blood distance, 47 minutes. Ryuki says, "Iron blood? What's that?" Shizuki says, "A sizable crime syndicate that thrives on blood and violence in the underworld. Fortunately, it's unlikely they're linked to Linza. The head had to retire as a gamer due to an incident a while back, and rumor has it Linza was behind it." Ryuki says, "Right, so they wouldn't side with those who ruined them. Anyway, you still haven't told me what you really are." Shizuki says, "Since we're already caught, let's move to a better spot. There's a place well suited for a conversation." Ryuki says, "Whether it's Shizuki or 5555, all my levels have the same goal, and I've been searching for allies to achieve that." Ryuki thinks to himself, the shop's basement connects to the underworld sewer. Shizuki says, "This way." The random box device system Egon says, "Scan complete, no danger detected." Ryuki steps forward. A few moments later, Ryuki says, "Where are we?" Shizuki says, "This is my storage, where I keep my merchandise and bodies. It's where I store my finest creations." The random box device system Egon says, "Impressive by human standards." Ryuki says, "To be honest, I'm not that interested in these bodies. More importantly, 5555 Shizuki? What should I call you?" Shizuki says, "For now, I'm Shizuki, and as a hacker, I'm 5555. Although it's hard to understand just by explaining. Before we proceed with the deal, I'll explain who I am." A system notification appears. Name, nameless age, estimated to be between 20 and 30 gender. Estimated female. Shizuki says, "Unfortunately, that's all I know about myself." Ryuki says, You don't know who you are? Did tampering with your personality cause some kind of split? Shizuki says, something like that. Have you heard of the 707 explosion incident? It was publicly known as a simple air crash with no survivors. But in truth, there was one survivor, a charred figure that couldn't even be identified or communicate. They got torn apart in a lab until nothing was left. Then some twisted guy turned them into a full-body android. The random box device system Egon says, "Oh, humans really are trash, huh?" Ryuki says, "So you were that survivor?" Shizuki says, "More accurately, we are. The accident fused countless memories together. Whether they're souls or minds, I don't know. I'm just controlling those personalities artificially. So I can only say that I don't know myself." Ryuki says, "All right, let's say I buy that. What kind of deal are you looking for?" Shizuki tosses a book at Ryuki. Shizuki says, "Your revenge." Ryuki catches the book titled Linza Guild and Latia Soft. Shizuki says, "I want to be a part of it." A person says, "Did you see the latest video that was posted? The video of Unknown's Gimhei escape episode, Linza Guild's raid, and the hunt for Linfeld Darius. Linfeld got totally trashed, LOL. Looks like Linza is washed up now. Isn't that data deletion thing fake? I watched it. It seems like it's just fabricated. An unknown punk showing off, thinking he'll get a lawsuit from Linza Guild as the ending. A game that doesn't allow deletion, but there's deletion, LOL. But if this is fake, shouldn't Linfeld just come out once and prove it? Why is Linza Guild still not responding?" As Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius drinks plenty on his couch, he says angrily, "Damn!" He throws a bottle of alcohol. A system notification appears. Account information verification, no data found. Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius says, My account disappeared? Don't mess with me. I'm Linfeld. I'm the ace of Linza, my damn B-brother." He trembles in disbelief and slams the table, shouting, "Brother! Just once. Just give me one more chance." Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, "You ignored my warning, went off to fight on your own, and even lost your account. What chance are you expecting?" Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius says, I was caught off guard. So just get me another account. From now on, I'll do exactly as you say. There has to be some way, whether it's seizing another gamer's account or obtaining an account creation pass." Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, "For someone who's been an active gamer, you're shockingly ignorant. It's embarrassing to think we're related by blood. The rule is one account per person, period. Once you lose it, you can't make another. Your time is up. Or are you trying to waste more of mine?" Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius says, Don't be ridiculous. Even that unknown became a gamer. Is this really the end for me? Fine, I'll handle it myself. Get out of my way." He runs away. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius fixes his glasses. A few moments later, Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius is thrown to the ground in pain. "Ugh," a person says, "I'm tired of cleaning up your messes, sir. Don't even think about coming back." Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius says, "Those bastards. They didn't even have the guts to look me in the eye before." A person says, "Excuse me, are you Linfeld Darius?" Linza Guild vice leader Linfeld Darius says, "If you're here to beg, get lost. I'm already in a foul mood, don't make it worse." The man says, "Haha, begging? I'm here to help you." He shows Linfeld a picture of Ryuki and says, "It seems like you might need our strength. Would you care to hear my offer?" In another scene, Ryuki says to Shizuki, "Is everything written here true? The Linza Guild is intentionally delaying progress in World of Phantasm. In exchange, the game developer Rachia provides special accommodations to the Linza Guild." Not even surprising anymore. The random box device system Yigon says, "How pathetic. With developers and admins like this, it's no wonder the final product, God's Game, is such a mess." Shizuki says, "It's a secret pact between Linza Guild and Rachia Soft. Isn't it just ridiculous? A pact to intentionally halt progress in God's Game." Ryuki says, "So Rachia Soft is what you're targeting. Right now, the world is sustained by resources from God's Game. Is it really worth taking on a huge corporation that monopolizes its development?" Shizuki says, "They'd be better off gone. They may have once led the frontier in God's Game development, but now they're just a rotting stone obstructing the world's progress." Ryuki says, "Your anger seems a bit hard to understand for that alone." Shizuki says, "I told you, didn't I? I'm the only survivor of the explosion incident. That thing that exploded on the plane back then. It was a game item from Yggdrasil." Ryuki says, "I see, so that's the reason your mind is all jumbled up. So you're saying Rachia Soft was behind that explosion?" Shizuki says, "I'm almost certain of it." Ryuki thinks to himself, if we go after Linza, it'll inevitably lead us to Rachia as well. What Wolya is proposing goes beyond just destroying Linza. Ryuki says, "Are you planning to erase World of Phantasm itself?" Shizuki says, "Do we even need such a lousy game? Just because it provides over half of society's resources?" Nonsense. Rachia's new maze titles are nothing but trash. The only success keeping it alive is World of Phantasm, and even that. Rachia. Even its resources are slowly drying up. Society might be stable now, but 5-10 years down the line, can Raisha come up with a new success by then? Those incompetent folks will just continue monopolizing God's game development, Shizuki says. Ryuki thinks to himself, the Demon God's Tower, the main content of WAP, remains unconquered. Linza Guild controls it and plans to dominate it. But Wolya's idea of destroying their platform altogether, the random box device system, Egon says, "Let's do it, master. That God's game is crude and tacky. It's hard to tolerate such a dried-up, lifeless branch clinging on." Ryuki replies, "I'll consider it. Anyway, putting that aside, you haven't forgotten my reason for coming here, right? The mods. Give them all up." The random box device system, Egon says, "I've checked all 13 mods provided by Wolya. The disguise mod looks like it'll come in handy." Ryuki responds, "More things to think about, but it's quite an interesting trade. By the way, did you look into that incident Wolya mentioned?" The random box device system, Egon replies, "The records for the incident Wolya talked about do exist. It's true there was only one survivor. However, there's no evidence that Wolya is that survivor. I suggest investigating this person, Wolya, separately. Humans are creatures that can't be trusted after all." As Ryuki peeks into the manhole, he murmurs, "I couldn't agree more. Anyway, Wolya said to go to the back alleys near the Pleasure District Hotel, right? It's far enough from Juchin Square to be considered safe, but safe, my foot." He looks at the homeless on the street. Ryuki thinks to himself, "Is that a drunk person? Seems like he's breathing at least." Suddenly, he notices something and says, "This." The random box device system, Egon says, "Drugs." Ryuki replies, "Yeah, digital drugs. I've heard about it. I heard they're trending lately. Must be because it's the Pleasure District." Suddenly, a man shouts, "Over here!" Ryuki runs toward the back of a street. The boss man says, "This guy's really giving me a hard time." The random box device system, Egon says, "They're wearing the same outfits as the people watching near Juchin Square." The boss man says, "Making busy folks run back and forth." Ryuki thinks to himself, "Wolya, you bastard, said it was a safe route. Or was he trying to mess with me?" The boss man grabs the neck of the homeless guy and says, "Running all the way here after ditching our stuff, huh? Pretty impressive, huh?" He slaps his face hard. The homeless man trembles in pain and says, "Ugh." The boss man says, "Stupid bastard, drag him away." He pulls out his cigar, lights it, and says, "So you lost the target?" One of his goons says, "Sorry, I'll track them down as quickly as possible." The boss man says, "Wolya, that guy, is always overly cautious." Well, it's fine. The client still only requested surveillance for now. Ryuki thinks to himself, "Client." The boss man says, "Just keep watching Juchin Square for the time being." The goon says, "Hold on though, watching the building alone won't help us find them." The boss man grabs his shoulder and says, "Hey, just do what you're told for now, at least until you can actually make an effort. Do you understand what that means?" The goon says, "Yes, sir." The random box device system, Egon says, "So Wolya didn't actually set up a trap, did he? I mean, Master's had bad luck more than once." Ryuki says, "Shut up. Surveillance is a hassle, but I don't want to cause unnecessary trouble. Lead me through the least populated route possible." A few moments later, Ryuki arrives at the motel. He looks at his door, opens it, stops, and then walks in. Ryuki says, "Is it just me? I'm exhausted." He jumps into his bed. Ryuki says, "After spending weeks in God's game, I can't even remember how long it's been since I laid down in the real world." He's silent for a moment. Suddenly, a person appears and pulls out a weapon, cutting the bed in half. Ryuki jumps away and takes out his knife. A system notification appears. Egon system skill, Sword Saint. Ryuki slashes the intruder's arm, and the man cries out in pain. Gah! The intruder jumps away through the window. Ryuki thinks to himself, just now, that guy was using a special skill. Is it a Yggdrasil item? Ryuki jumps outside the window and says, "Like I'd let you get away." Great, he couldn't have gone far. Just need to follow the blood trail to catch him. The random box device system, Egon says, invisibility, presence concealment, detected slash effect. So he's using a reality converted item. Ryuki says, without intuition, I wouldn't have even noticed. No ambush or traps in sight. Blood trail leads to the right corner. He's nearby. Running any further is a waste of time. Why don't you just reveal your identity? Who sent you? Black Snake? Iron Blood? The man suddenly groans in pain. Ugh. He raises his sword and slashes at Ryuki, cutting the street in half. The random box device system E-gun says, the power's impressive, all right. Can cut most things in one strike. Ryuki says, I know the weapon's excellent, but your swordsmanship doesn't quite match its power. Not your main weapon, is it? The man tries to run away, but Ryuki grabs his arm. The man says, damn it. Ryuki says, how about putting down that annoying item first? Ryuki stabs the man's hand and the man cries out in pain, ah! The sword falls from his hand. The man grits his teeth in pain. Ugh. Ryuki says, now let's get a good look at that smug face. Well, look at this. The so-called former guild ace, trying to act like an assassin? Isn't it embarrassing, Linfildarius? Lin's a guild vice leader, Linfildarius says, ugh, you damn unknown bastard. He jumps towards his sword and says, I'll kill you. He's hit in the face and groans in pain. Cough. Ryuki says, isn't that a Yggdrasil item? Where did you get such a terrifying thing? He picks up the sword and adds, well, I can't use its abilities like you, the owner of the item. But I think a piece of junk like this would be enough for someone like you, though. Linfildarius says, this damn bee bastard. He tries to run away. Ryuki says, huh? You're running away in a situation like this? I don't think that's a wise choice. And he chases after Linfildarius. Linfildarius thinks to himself, that crazy monster bastard, how the hell does he have that kind of power? Don't be ridiculous, there's still a way. Ryuki continues to chase him. Linfildarius thinks to himself, no matter how strong that bastard is, or how famous he is, it doesn't matter. After all, he's still an unknown. Suddenly a lady says, isn't that Linfil? Her gay friend says, what is that? That's blood on his hands. Who the hell is he fighting? And they see Ryuki asking, who's that? That sword? Is it a Yggdrasil item? A blind girl says, that's him, the unknown who clears the deep sea escape, Ryu 7017. Didn't he beat Linfil in World of Phantasm recently? Is he fighting in real life too? Linfildarius's hand trembles as he says, hey, how dare an unknown try to kill gold? This is a crime beyond the worst of crimes. An unknown wielding a weapon chased down a wounded gold. And it's being witnessed by numerous onlookers. Unknown testimony holds no legal weight. What are you going to do now? Ryuki looks at the sword and drops it, saying, arrest me. Linfildarius, confused, says, what did you say? Ryuki replies, according to you, if I, an unknown, attacked you, a gold, then it's self-defense for you to attack me here, right? You kill me now, you'd be innocent. Isn't this a golden opportunity? Of course, if you can, that is. Linfildarius grins in anger and thinks to himself, what the hell is this guy? Does he have something planned? No, it's probably just bluffing. Just like he said, this is an opportunity. In front of all these cameras, I can pay back the humiliation from God's game and proudly announce my resurrection. Linfildarius picks up the sword and slashes at Ryuki, shouting, die. As Ryuki evades, he says, that attack is so sloppy, it's almost pitiful. I don't feel any tension at all. Linfildarius, frustrated, says, shut up, and continues to attack, with Ryuki continuing to dodge. Ryuki says, you're not used to the sword, so all your attacks are missing. You should have brought your main weapon, the spear. Oh, wait, you don't have your spear anymore, do you? Linfildarius says, damn it. How long are you going to just keep dodging like a rat? As Ryuki's fist comes close to Linfildarius's chin suddenly, Linfildarius is hit by an uppercut. Ryuki says, I think you're mistaken. This isn't a duel. You should have called your better brother instead. Oh, that's right, you said you kicked him out? Linfildarius covers his face, growling, how dare you? Die. He continues to slash at Ryuki. Linfildarius thinks to himself, I'll kill you. I will definitely kill you. As Ryuki moves through the debris, Linfildarius thinks, this is my chance. How dare you take your eyes off me? I'll finish this right now. Ryuki blocks his sword with his tiny knife and says, you've gone too far, Linfil. Not only did you turn the city into a mess, but you're attacking innocent citizens too. No matter how much of a gold you are, this can't be overlooked. Linfildarius, shocked, says, what the hell are you talking about? When did I ever attack citizens? Huh? A pretty girl screams in fear. Ah! Linfildarius says, wait, what is this? A scared boy cries like a girl, run away. Linfil is rampaging. Ambulance, call an ambulance. There are injured here too. When are the police going to arrive? Linfildarius looks at the scene and says, did I do this? You obstructed my vision? When? When did this happen? An injured boy says, Linfil, you psycho bastard. It's over for you now. Another person says, that's why you got kicked out this time. Linfildarius says, no. Stop it, Ryuki says. You thought the media would be in your favor? But since you've swung your sword in front of the media, You'll end up being the one on the news, Linfildarius growls. You bastard, a scared Ginger says. Ah. His gay friend says, get out of the way. That crazy bastard is attacking again. Linza Guild Vice Leader Linfildarius says, no, it's all that Unknown's plan. If I just kill him. Ryuki says, well, let me congratulate you, Linfil. Linfildarius trembles silently. Ryuki continues, your useless life ends this very moment. Don't you still remember my name? In the past, Linfildarius had said to Ryuki, you've been talking bad about me behind my back, right? You didn't even know your place, spouting off strategy guides. Have you already forgotten your own worth? But I'll still congratulate you, because your useless life is coming to an end. Ryu. In the present, Linfildarius remembers Ryuki's words. Ryuki. A few moments later, the news announces, breaking news. Last night, an incident that plunged the city into fear occurred. Linfildarius, who was arrested as a suspect, claimed it was a plot by Ryu, but the police have concluded, based on seed analysis, that it was a solo act by him. The whereabouts of Ryu 7017, who was seen together, remain unclear, and thankfully, there were no fatalities despite the huge. A member reports to Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius. Guild Leader, did the press conference go well? Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius says, from now on, we will mobilize the entire Linza Guild. We won't spare any means or methods. Even if it paralyzes the entire world of Phantasm, we will find him, no matter what. I'll take matters into my own hands. At the press conference, a reporter asks, as previously announced, we'll begin the emergency press conference for the Linza Guild. Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius says, Linfildarius was expelled due to internal matters, and at the time of the incident, he was no longer a member of our guild. Therefore, we declare that this incident is entirely unrelated to the Linza Guild. A reporter asks, is it true that Linfil's account was deleted in a video? Why did the Linza Guild attack Ryu? Linza Guild Leader Gabriel Darius responds, we conducted an investigation into the gamer Ryu 7017, who had declared war on our guild, a power that forcibly deletes data from game mazes. The theory is that this power can be used not only in World of Phantasm, but also in all other game mazes. Based on this, we judge that Ryu 7017's very existence is a risk factor. We're deploying all of the guild's resources to subdue him. Our Linza Guild will protect World of Phantasm from the clutches of Ryu, or rather, from Ryuki's clutches. A comment on YouTube says, deploying all resources, LOL. Another comments, a month has passed since the announcement, and they still haven't caught him. Are they serious? Another says, Linfil got kicked out and they can't even catch an unknown. Linza's reputation has plummeted. Another comments, just a washed-up group clinging to World of Phantasm, right? Another says, Ryu is in hiding, they'll never catch him, LOL. Another asks, still no video uploaded? Another comments, did they run away in fear of their full deployment, LOL. Another says, Linza Guild staff here. Unknown exposed his personal info and even made a broadcast I doubt he'd run. Another comments, if you're with Linza, then I must be platinum ranked, LOL. Another asks, what are you without proof? Another says, seeing such a long message makes me think it's him, no. Another comments, right? LOL. Another says, disgusting unknown. Laguna slams her keyboard in frustration. These guys are. She says, what has Ryuki been doing for a month without uploading a video? Her friend Visk asks, Laguna, what are you doing alone grumbling? Laguna responds, Visk, good work on clearing the dungeon. The guild leader? Visk replies, Gabriel, he went to meet that pig. This damn guild really works us to the bone. Laguna says, seems like things have only gotten busier lately. Visk comments, it's not just because we're missing our deputy guild leader, but also the increase in closed game mazes has forced more work onto World of Phantasm. All of this is because of that Ryu, whatever his name is. Lin felt lost because he was careless with a bug or something. Does it make sense to throw all our manpower at catching that one guy? Why are they making such a fuss over one unknown winning due to a bug? Laguna stands up and says, you don't understand. Ryu 7017 is on a different level than other gamers. His very existence defies common sense. Visk responds, then where is this incredible guy right now? He picked a fight with us, made us chase him around, and now he's hiding again, making us chase our own tails. Has he done anything besides being a nuisance? Laguna says, well, only Ryu 7017 would know that. She looks behind and says, huh? New video converted. She thinks to herself, what is this? The boss asks, have they still not dealt with Ryu 7017? At Raisha Soft headquarters. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, I apologize. The boss responds, apologies won't cut it. Didn't I tell you to handle it in reality if you couldn't stop it in God's game? It's all just unknown, whether they call it a bug or a cheat, right? And to think you're struggling against someone like that. Did I overestimate your capabilities? It's the Racia Soft CEO in Platinum rank, Dukes de Vero Racia, who continues, I hear the resource mining in our flagship, World of Phantasm, is steadily declining. Linza Guild's management is becoming more disappointing by the day. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius thinks to himself, I'm nearing the end of my patience with dealing with such outdated trash. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius says, my apologies. Dukes de Vero Racia responds, well, that relic is bound to become obsolete soon. But it would be inconvenient if World of Phantasm collapsed right now. At least not until this one's complete. Allow me to introduce it to you, the future of Racia Soft. No, the masterpiece that will reshape the entire God's game industry. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius thinks to himself, this is a video? Outside, people are talking. Unknown has resurfaced. Why is he back now? Didn't he run away because he was afraid of the Linza Guild? Destroyed a God's game. Ryuki says in the live stream, hello viewers. This is Ryu, or Ryuki. I watched Linza Guild's recent emergency press conference. The guild leader called me an enemy of society. It's funny to be called an enemy of society, isn't it? Who's calling whom that? You don't need to rush me. I'll crush World of Phantasm soon enough. Today's video is just a preview of what's to come. This is the game Thump Thump Builder, once a popular spot, but now abandoned due to poor difficulty adjustments and bug management. Usually, abandoned game mazes get terminated by Yggdrasil. Maze terminations aren't actually that uncommon. So, in what cases do game mazes get terminated? First, when the resources in the game maze are depleted. Yggdrasil values fun above all else, so usually, games considered masterpieces have abundant resources mined from them. In contrast, resource mining in World of Phantasm is sharply declining. World of Phantasm, the limitations of merely inflating the scale are becoming apparent. Game mazes with depleted resources are forced to shut down. Second, when the number of users drops. If the number of players falls below a certain threshold, it automatically shuts down. This abandoned Thump Thump Builder would have closed soon as well. And finally, the third case. How timely for it to appear. Thump Thump Cube God. It's a divine entity that creates the cubes in this game's labyrinth. It's also the reason this place became a garbage game. Now then, I will destroy that Thump Thump Cube God. Visk says, what nonsense is this? Something like that shouldn't even be catchable within the system. Laguna says to herself, that weapon, it's the same type he used in the World of Phantasm video? How is he using the same weapon in another game maze? If you're in a game maze, you're supposed to be limited to that maze's system. As the boss says, thump thump, thump thump, thump thump, thump thump. The cube soldiers rush towards Ryuki. Ryuki cuts them down and says, cube soldiers are nothing special. There are a lot of them, but they're weak and have simple attack patterns. Yet, the reason this game maze failed is endless attacks that destroy everything and make building and crafting impossible due to poor difficulty adjustment. As Ryuki jumps from cube to cube, Ryuki says, so, what happens if we destroy the root cause? He stabs the huge heart and it says in pain, thump thump, eek. Ryuki says, the final method to end the game labyrinth when an irreplaceable severe flaw occurs within the system, making it impossible to maintain the game labyrinth itself. Special super rare system delete. As the heart cube suddenly feels pain, it explodes. Ryuki says, now that I've deleted Thump Thump Builder's management system, this game maze will automatically shut down. The cubes scream in pain, Yara, Gaia. Vis says, no way. Did he actually destroy the game maze? Laguna says to herself, the skill that erased Linfel's weapon and avatar, can it even affect the game maze itself? Ryuki says, thank you to everyone who watched the video till the end. You'll be seeing the same sight in World of Phantasm soon. I would like to correct the nonsense spouted by some high-ranking person who claimed that if World of Phantasm disappears, the world will collapse. If World of Phantasm falls apart, what will be ruined isn't the world, but rather Racia Soft, soaked in greed and laziness, and your Linza Guild. I'm not some enemy of society. My goal is only you guys. A system notification appears, World of Phantasm Dungeon Verdant Illusion. A man looks at the wanted poster and says, suspicious PK incident passed, a lady says. It's already been a month. Every time we enter the dungeon, they're all watching us. Why do we have to suffer just because some guy named Ryuki went into hiding? Her friend says, no matter how much they think WAP is their domain, it's a bit much to go this far. Shh, they'll hear you. As a man silently listens, The checker says, next, from here, we'll be checking IDs, so please cooperate. Remove your equipment and place all items on the ground. Ryuki says, items, you mean something like this? The checker says, that's a gun sword? It's him, Ryu 7017. The Axeman says, contact HQ. Ryuki says, must be tough searching for a single unknown in broad daylight. The random box device system Egon says, then why bother with the disguise if you're just going to be this obvious? Ryuki says, trying out some new skills and getting a light warm-up before I hit the dungeon. As he cuts down a guard, he says in pain, Gah! A system notification appears. Egon System's super rare sword draw level quickly draws the sword from its sheath to attack. Attack speed plus 50%, attack power plus 20%, critical chance 30%, cooldown 30 seconds. Ryuki says, should I try switching weapons? A system notification appears. Egon System super rare soul severing blade type. Sword a weapon that severs souls. Always criticals against spirit type enemies. The Axeman jumps at Ryuki and says, you arrogant bastard, I'll kill you. Suddenly, he is hit in the face as Ryuki forms a dragon with his flames. A player says, crazy. Those aren't even from WAP. What the hell has he been doing for the past month? 1 month ago, Ryuki says, I'm going to stay out of World of Phantasm for a while. Linza Guild and the gamers are bound to interfere now that I'm starting to move seriously. The random box device system Egon says, ho, so you came to the game Labyrinth instead? Ryuki says, well, I need to test if it's really possible to destroy the game Labyrinth, and maybe pick up some new skills or items while I'm at it. He says to himself, just deleting and relying on intuition alone aren't enough to make a decisive move. A system notification appears. Celestial Dragon Blade Online produced by Racia Soft Genre, Martial Arts, Action. Ryuki says to himself, I need a new power. Enough power to stand against Linza Guild and Racia Soft and not lose. A system notification repeatedly says, you dead, you dead, you dead. An old man laughs hard and says, ha ha ha, after all that suffering you came back for more. You're quite the stubborn one, aren't you? Let me show you the pinnacle of the path I've reached. It was the Celestial Dragon Blade Online. Final boss, Sword Demon Ryuki, frustrated, punches the ground and says, damn it, even if it's the final boss, if it's that hard, of course no one would come. And the game would die out. It's a dead game Labyrinth, so no strategy guides. There's gotta be a way. The random box device system Egon says, let's just spin the random box. It's time to use all the RP we've gathered by any means necessary. Ryuki says, how many times do I have to tell you that's for leveling up skills? Ryuki says to himself, wait, by any means necessary. That's it. Sword Demon says, ha ha ha, you don't know when to give up, do you? A system notification says, Celestial Dragon Stronghold Final Gate. Demon's Path. Sword Demon says, don't you realize it's pointless to keep trying over and over? The ignorant must know their place. Ryuki says, I've heard it so many times, I've memorized your lines. Sword Demon says, what? Ryuki says, you old geezer, you talk a big game for your age, huh? Enough chatter, bring it on. Sword Demon says, you insolent. How dare a wretch who barely survived insult me? Let's see what you're made of. As he attacks Ryuki, Ryuki says to himself, damn, this relentless unfair pattern. How can each attack be like a wide-range AoE? Sword Demon suddenly appears behind Ryuki and says, was that all you had? Just empty boasting? Ryuki says, as he blocks the attack of Sword Demon. Sword Demon says, to think you could clash swords with me, not bad. Then I'll show you the true power of Celestial Dragon Blade. Ryuki throws a grenade at Sword Demon, and suddenly it explodes. Sword Demon says, a thunder bomb disguised as a pine cone? How underhanded, you scoundrel. Ryuki throws multiple end grenades as he runs away. Suddenly, multiple explosions blast at Sword Demon. Sword Demon says, did you think you could defeat me with a mere toy like that? As Ryuki throws another item at Sword Demon says, poison this time. For someone like me who's immune to all poisons. Ryuki says, it'll work, it's not poison. As he puts on an R gas mask, Ryuki says, with all your heightened senses, this'll be perfect. Sword Demon covers his nose and says, grr, this stench. A system notification says, Rup Mega Skunk Gas Bomb. Sword Demon says, you vile wretch. Are you mocking me? Ryuki uses R sports sunglasses, R earplugs for sound sleep, R flash bang grenade. As Sword Demon tries to cover his face from the bright light, he says in pain, grr, even if I can't see or hear, finishing you off is nothing. A system notification says, Celestial Dragon Blade Online Rising Dragon Piercing Blade Heavens Thunder. Sword Demon opens his eyes. The random box device system Egon says, is Master even human? This is disgraceful. You're the one who told me not to hold back by any means. Grenades, stink bombs, flashbangs, and guns. There's no way he'd know how to counter them in a martial arts game, right? A system notification says, Igon System Battle Report. Victory Heavenly Demon 1 defeated. Earned 15,000 RP. Demon's Magic Stone 1. Harmony Pill 1. Ryuki says, that's the Dragon Chi skill? Isn't that from the recently shut down Celestial Dragon Blade Online? A system notification says Super Rare plus Dragon Chi skill Wide Cheek enhances physical abilities. Ryuki says, then could it be? That game Labyrinth shutting down was. Tell Gabriel I said hi. Ryuki says to himself, Boss Monster, Bloody Tree Spirit Liganon, known among gamers for a pattern that uses the surrounding field as if it were its own body. Leganon says in pain, Ja, Kai-ha. A system notification says, Igon System Super Rare Remote Infant Level 1 Species, Shadow Dragon Summon Specialty, Shadow Flame Level 1 A dragon made of shadows. It grows by consuming the shadows of other creatures. Ryuki says, despite its looks, it's one terrifying creature. The Random Box Device System, Igon said, I didn't need to waste time wondering if it'd be useful in battle. Ryuki said, with this, it's likely my other special super rares and super rares will become useful too. A system notification appeared. Dungeon info. Verdant illusion the forest infused with malice draws lost souls deeper within. Dungeon clear ranking. 15th Ryuki 2nd Acer. Gas. The Random Box Device System, Igon said. Congratulations, Master. You've broken the record by a large margin. Ryuki said to himself, Asiya. Ryuki said, let's go, nothing left to see here. The Random Box Device System, Igon said. Master. Ryuki said, yeah, I know. Damn, that's one hell of an illusion. And he went outside. Suddenly, people gathered and looked at him. Ryuki said, I heard you retired from gaming a while back. Making a comeback? The legend, Gabriel Darius. The Random Box Device System, Igon said, I expected this since you blatantly showed up in our territory. But it's a bit surprising to see such a huge crowd just to catch one master. Ryuki said, looks like there are over 1,000 of you, at a glance. Has Linza finally gone off the deep end? Ignoring the unknown and whatnot, don't you brothers have anything better to do? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, Ryu, Hui, I have a proposal for you. Ryuki said, a proposal? With those numbers, didn't you mean to say threat? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, let me cut to the chase. Come back to the Linza Guild. Not only will we revoke your unknown status, but we'll guarantee you a gold rank position, a level that's nearly impossible to reach in a lifetime. How about the position of heir to the Linza Guild Master? Does that make sense to you? Ryuki said, you're really pulling out all the stops just to rope me in. You're offering to hand over the entire guild to me when my goal is Linza's destruction. My answer is, fuck off! As he shoots at Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius suddenly appeared beside him and said, I see. Ryuki blocks his sword. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, to celebrate your decision, let me share something interesting. You know about St. General Hospital, where your mother was admitted, right? Ryuki said to himself. How the hell does this bastard know about the hospital where my mother was admitted? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, your mother's cause of death wasn't natural. Ryuki said, you expect me to believe that? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, well, that's something you can verify yourself. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, anyway, I've accomplished my purpose here. Today, I came to suggest and to confirm skills and items that didn't exist in the original game's labyrinth system. Seeing them firsthand, they're quite intriguing. We'll take our leave for today. I'll be waiting at the top of the tower. Ryuki said, what the hell? Who said you could decide that? Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius used his skill, flight, and he said, oh, of course, that's assuming you make it through all these gamers. As of this moment, I declare to all Linza Guild members, to the one who takes down Ryu, I'll offer the exact same proposal I just made to him. And he said to himself, no matter how extraordinary his powers are, it's impossible for one person to face 1,000 opponents. Once we subdue him, we'll uncover the secret of his power. Suddenly, players came flying towards Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius as a huge explosion erupted. Ryuki shoots a powerful weapon and says, hey Gabriel, I think you've got the wrong idea. Who said you were done here? A system notification said, Igon System Special Super Rare System, Limit Break Target, Super Rare Gun Sword YG Remaining Duration, 5 minutes Super Rare plus Peacebreaker type. Large Gun Blade, a gunblade type weapon for hunting large summons. Capable of long-range bombardment with energy charging. A weak warrior said, impossible. How did he take out hundreds with a single strike? His friend said, don't panic. It's still just one guy we're up against. A lady said, we can catch him if we overwhelm him with numbers. Everyone use ranged attacks. Just land the final blow and you'll be the next guild leader. As multiple ranged attacks shower upon Ryuki, he smiles while looking at the attack. As explosions from different projectiles hit, a few moments later, the lady said, did we get him? Damn it. He's gone. The dust cloud clears and she said in shock. A boy said, no way, don't tell me he had a return stone. A blue-haired boy said, it takes at least seconds to pull out a return stone from inventory and activate it. How the hell? Could it be a logout? If he logs back in, he'll be right here. Keep a close watch. Linza Guild leader Gabriel Darius said, I can't believe this is even possible. You got me good this time, Ryuki, but it won't happen again. In a distance, Ryuki said, for a comeback fight, that was pretty fun. Next time I'll wipe you out along with the tower, Gabriel. A system notification said, Aegon System Super Rare Teleport Level, ability to instantly move to a designated location. Save points, out of cooldown, hour. Ryuki said, anyway, super rare. A system notification appeared. Super rare. Teleport skill new super rare. Meteor strike skill new super rare. Flash step skill new super rare. Iaido skill new super rare. Spear mastery skill new. Super rare aura blade skill new super rare. Wind boots skill new super rare. Divine dragon banner item new super rare. Soul cutting sword item new super rare. Powered armor VO item new super rare. Summon Ramut infant item new. And special super rare. Special super rare limit break. Special super rare enchant level 1. Ryuki said, are you kidding me? This is all I get for 1,000 tickets I've been scraping together for a month? The random box device system Egon said, shouldn't you be grateful that you even got a special super rare? Ryuki said, ugh, seriously. I can't calm down every time I see this. The random box device system Egon said, so what's the plan now, master? Ryuki said, what else? It's time to get started. Prepare to head for the tower. A system notification appeared. Overall dungeon conquest ranking, first place. Ryuki, a person said, one guy's hogging all the dungeon conquest records. What's Linzia doing? His conquest speed is insane. He might reach the tower in a month at this rate. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Blue Underground Labyrinth, nuclear record. His friend said, didn't it take even the fastest Phantasma 2 years to reach the tower? This speed is impossible due to leveling constraints. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Lake of Secrets, nuclear record. Another said, isn't Ryu 7017 just using bugs? His friend said, lol, he's the type to just blast through game labyrinths anyway. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Dawn Mist Prairie, nuclear record. Another said, don't tell me. He's going to be the first to clear the tower too. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Aurora Temple, nuclear record. A boy with red hair said, Ryu 7017 has been spotted in a nearby dungeon. Deploy immediately. His friend said, "Aw, come on. I was just about to take a break after finishing hunting. Wasn't he at the temple last time? Has he already moved on? Damn, if the guild says to go after him, I guess I have to." An old guy said, "Aren't you going too, innkeeper? Even non-guild members are desperate to catch him, you know." A warrior said, "I'm not interested. Do NPCs even care about that kind of thing?" The old man said, "It was pretty amusing watching that wanted criminal mess with other gamers." The warrior said, "Even though he's trying to destroy this game labyrinth you live in." The old man said, "Well, I originally came from Pong World." The warrior said, "Whoa, that's an incredibly early game labyrinth. You must be one of the oldest residents in Yggdrasil, right?" The old man said, "I've been through countless closures and destructions of game labyrinths. Us longtime residents thought we had no choice but to accept it. But these young'uns these days seem to think differently." The warrior said, "Young'uns?" Suddenly, a person outside shouted, "Fellow citizens born in this world, how long must we bow our heads to the gamers? This is our world, our reality. We were born here, and we will die here. We must drive out these invaders from the outside and reclaim our world. We, the Blood Infiltration Unit, will prove that we no longer need gamers. Tomorrow we attack the dungeon." The people shouted, "Yeah, this is our world. Gamers can piss off." The old man said, "The Blood Infiltration Unit, they're a bunch of hot-blooded youngsters. Don't they realize the game? Well, all the customers have left. Business is shot for today. I'm about to close up shop, so you should probably head home too." The warrior said, "Ugh, is that so? Sigh. Got any more info?" A system notification appeared. Mode, disguised the mod maker said, "Blood Infiltration Unit. Quite interesting, isn't it? They're a group formed by the game residents themselves, led by that guy who was just giving the speech. His name is Kugan. Looks like they've already tried challenging the dungeon several times. Now they're confidently declaring they'll conquer it. The random box device system, Egon said, that's not just reckless, it's practically suicide. The residents here don't have a system, so they can't level up. If they die once, they won't be able to resurrect. Ryuki said, did the NPCs find a way to conquer the dungeon? Asiya said, before, probably. Here's the crucial part. Word is that Ga-Ez has made contact with the blood infiltration unit. Ryuki, confused, looked in the distance and said, Ga-Ez? As he remembers Asiya and says to himself, Asiya contacted the game labyrinth NPCs? Don't tell me. A B-Boog? Ryuki said, going outside. I've got a bad feeling about this. I better tail them. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Predator's Nest. Ryuki said, I wondered why those Chiofilden guys were swarming into the dungeon in droves. Turns out they had a trick up their sleeve. The random box device system, Egon said, the entry limit only applies to gamers, allowing unlimited entry for residents. Ryuki said, I'm sick of this game's half-baked labyrinth system. Still, thanks to that I could sneak in disguised as a resident. But does unlimited entry even matter? They're way weaker than gamers, aren't they? How do they plan to fight? As a giant red scorpion appeared, suddenly it went aggressively toward them and attacked. Kugan jumped away, gritting his teeth in pain. Ugh, Kugan shouted. First wave, fall back. Second wave, attack. A knight shouted, attacking. Ha! Ryuki thought to himself, for NPCs, their movements are pretty skilled. But for insect monsters like that, you need to aim for gaps in the shell or joints. As a spear penetrated the shell of the scorpion, suddenly they were able to cut through it as they simultaneously attacked. The random box device system, Egon said, we've detected a pattern identical to Ga-Ez Asiya's dagger. If you can secure that weapon, we'll analyze its structure. Ryuki muttered, Ga-Ez. They might turn out to be even more troublesome than Linza. The people shouted, we've taken it down. Kugan, what should we do? Our comrades are in critical condition. They seem to have been hit by scorpion venom. At this rate, they'll die. Ryuki, listening at a distance, asked, Egon, what happens when an NPC dies? The random box device system, Egon said, they're absorbed into Yggdrasil and reborn in a different form. You can think of it as reincarnation. Very rarely, some retain memories of their past life. Kugan said, feed this medicine I handed out before we left to the injured. As they fed the wounded, Kugan felt a sense of relief and said, oh, whoa. His friend said, the near-fatal injuries are healing. This is a miracle. Ryuki thought to himself, black spear, black potion. One suspicious item after another. Just the aura feels ominous. I couldn't sense anything from Asiya's bug before. Has my intuition level gone up? A warrior said, so that guy was telling the truth. A man with blue hair said, with this spear and potion, we can do it too. Another said, but why did that gamer hand these out? Kugan said, not all gamers are enemies, they say. Their motives are obvious. They want to win us residents over and use us as their pawns. But we won't just sit back and be used. We're not the ones being used. We're the users. A few moments later, Kugan said, finally, we've arrived. This beast, the final boss of this dungeon. A system notification appeared. Dungeon, Predator's Nest boss, Predator Abaddon Kugan charged with his men and shouted, this thing has a habit of burrowing underground. Attack as much as you can before it does. And they shouted, yeah. Suddenly, Predator Abaddon burrowed down, and they shouted, it's going underground. Ryuki thought to himself, you need to analyze the enemy's pattern and settle in for a war of attrition. If it were me, I'd use intuition to find the right moment to strike. Kugan shouted, keep moving, don't stop. Once you fall into its antline trap, it's over. Damn it, where's it hiding? Radar activated. As he used the flag to strike the ground, Kugan said, we found its position. Predator Abaddon suddenly emerged and roared. Groar. Ryuki thought, detection? That's cheating. How is that even fair? The random box device system, Egon said, Master, where did you throw away your conscience? Predator Abaddon attacked the people. The people shouted in pain. Ah, Kugan shouted, wounded, fall back and drink potions. Just hold on a little longer. Victory's within our grasp. Woohoo. Oh, ooh. A few moments later, a system notification appeared. You have cleared the dungeon Predator's Nest. Kugan raised his spear and shouted, we did it. We actually did it. The crowd shouted, yay. Suddenly, a mysterious man clapped and said, ha ha, isn't this touching? Kugan said, you, John Doe. John Doe said, I can't believe you actually managed to clear it. The dungeon should be separate from the outside world. How long have you been here? Aren't we frosty? Feeling left out? Kugan said, I appreciate that, but we can't trust you. You're planning to use us for something, aren't you? John Doe said, weren't you the one who said you'd clear the dungeon at any cost? Well, fine. Congratulations on clearing the dungeon. This achievement might give the game Labyrinth residents some pride. Unfortunately, the heroes of this change won't be you. Kugan said, I don't know your aim, but the Chiopulden is just getting started. When we get out of here first in the village. John Doe said, you took the black potion, didn't you? And he pointed his finger and said, boom. As the people felt electricity in their bodies, they screamed in pain. Ah, wah, Ondo said. This potion doesn't restore you to your original state. It just continuously generates bug code in damaged areas. The bug gradually infects the user's body. Our JAS's goal was this experiment from the start, to see what would happen to you after injecting the bug. A closed space with 50 people is perfect for the experiment. Kugan said in pain. You, John Doe said, just some fancy game NPCs? Kugan said, go to hell, you outsiders. A few moments later, John Doe arranged the bodies on the ground as Ryuki watched from a distance. John Doe said, let's see. Number, failure. Number failed too, failure. This one's a failure too. Number 7, 11, 14, 25. All failures. Almost total annihilation. What's left, eyes? Oh, ooh. Is this finally a success? As Kugan turned black and levitated, it repeated, awaken, residents, awaken, residents, awaken, residents. John Doe said, this is the first pattern that doesn't collapse. Has it started to infect the dungeon? At this rate, the entire dungeon will be bugged. Ryuki used his skill, Egon System, super rare plus Sunbow wake level. John Doe said, well, what? How did an outsider? Ryuki said, don't look back. What is Ga-S up to? John Doe said, Ga-S? What are you talking about? Ryuki said, didn't you just blab about Ga-S with your own mouth? John Doe said, why should I have to tell you that? Ryuki said, explain the bug first. John Doe sighed, fine, I'll talk. It started as research on Yggdrasil data interference. It took quite a while to make it practical, but we're almost there now. So, we wanted to do a final test, a while back. A knight said to a boy, your name, was it Kugan? Did they mess up the NPC dialogue? Kugan replied, I'm not an NPC, I'm a resident. Someday I want to be like you, coming from outside this world. I want to catch monsters and travel freely. The knight said, I can sense you're serious, and since I need to find something here, how about we make a bet? As John Doe ran away, he thought to himself, heh, you idiot, it's a shadow tentacle modeled after a dark knight. I'll kill you with this masterpiece, inspired by your video. Ryuki used his skill, Egon System, Special Super Rare Instinct, Level 2. Ryuki activated another skill, Egon System R Flashbang. He threw it beside John Doe. John Doe covered his eyes and yelled, you bastard! As Ryuki grabbed him, where did that flashbang come from all of a sudden? John Doe gritted his teeth, grr, arg. Ryuki said, you think I'd fall for such a basic shadow trick? Answer me instead of scheming, it's annoying. What's that black thing devouring the dungeon? What did you do to the Blood Guild? John Doe laughed. Ha ha ha. Why so angry? Did you get emotionally attached to an NPC or something? Ryuki said, so you're refusing to talk. John Doe said, what? What are you trying to do? Ryuki slammed him into the ground. John Doe screamed in pain. Arg, damn it, log out, I'm logging out, damn it. John Doe furiously tried to log out. Why? Why isn't it working? Ryuki raised his gun blade and said, log out has already been blocked. I wonder if you'll still act all tough after being hacked to bits. Give up and start explaining what you did. John Doe pleaded, wait, just let me go first. A dark sword appeared. Suddenly, Ryuki shot at it and said, pathetic. John Doe shouted, what? How? Ryuki thought to himself, Instinct Level 1 can sense danger, but Level 2 can identify the source and outcome of that danger. The problem is, even Level struggles to detect bugs in Ga-S. John Doe shouted, hey, behind you! Ryuki stopped, confused as he sensed Kugan behind him. Suddenly, Kugan shot dark magic at Ryuki, throwing him away. Ryuki yelled, what the? That guy, is he still alive? John Doe screamed in pain, ah! As he felt pain in his hands, he yelled, you damn bastard, my character's infected by a bug. Just wait, Ryu. I'll pay you back for ruining my research today. Ryuki said, huh, he ran away? The random box device system, Migon said. Looks like he escaped the same way he entered the dungeon, not by logging out. Kugan suddenly attacked Ryuki. Ryuki shot him in the head, and Kugan fell. Ryuki said, interesting, is he still alive? The random box device system, Yigon said. His outer appearance is similar, but inside, he's just a mass of buggy code. Ryuki thought to himself, slow, too slow. Kugan in the past said, ugh. The knight said, I told you, you're still way too slow. Remember what I said earlier? If you can land a hit with that sword, I'll take you out of the village. His mother said, Oh, Kugan, what are you doing here? Kugan said, Mom. His mother said, I've been looking for you since morning. Did you finish chopping the firewood? Kugan replied, I'm not doing such a boring chore anymore. These people from outside promised me. If I win the bet, they'll take me out of this village. Suddenly, his mother was struck from behind. The knight said, Found it. His partner said, Are you sure? The knight picked up the amulet and said, Yeah, this is the NPC. The next dungeon clue is on her necklace. Kugan said, Why are you? Hurting my mom. The knight said, Huh? You're still here? You think we'd take a dumb NPC kid like you? You were just bait to lure her out. Oh, right, we need to confirm if this is authentic. His friend said, So why'd you kill her right away? As Kugan's vision crumbled in the present, Ryuki said, Great, we've got the black spear and the antidote. Got everything needed for the analysis. Now, one last thing. Any final words? I'll hear out a dying wish. Kugan tried to say, Ga, mare, I will never forgive you. As he remembered the day his mother was struck in the neck, he said, Curse you. His body burst with dark energy. Ryuki shot at it, and it exploded. Ryuki said, I don't know much about this guy named Kugan, but that desire to change the world, it kind of reminds me of myself. Maybe we could have actually gotten along. Anyway, Ga-S is getting destroyed soon, so I'll take care of his revenge too. In the next life, may you be born in a kinder, better game labyrinth. The mod maker said, The video recording failed because of a bug. I underestimated Jai-S. Who'd have thought they'd use a blood guild as test subjects? Ryuki said, How's the analysis of the info I sent? The mod maker replied, Still working on it, but I think it'll yield some interesting data. Going by John Doe now, huh? Ryuki said, It's much later than planned, but it's time to earn my Phantasma certification. Time to reach the peak of Demon's Tower, the final content of World of Phantasm. A system notification announced, World of Phantasm final content Demon's Tower Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma. Bisque said, What kind of stupid nonsense is this? Standing around as guards when we should be climbing the tower? Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma. Noir said, They say there's a 90% chance Ryu 7017 will become a Phantasma and show up in the tower this week, according to Guild info. Maybe Gabriel is nervous after getting wanted notices himself. Bisque said, Since when did our guildmaster start acting so human? He's definitely plotting something, as usual. That snake. The info from HQ is all wrong, and support is a joke. People are getting fed up quitting, bad-mouthing the guild openly. Noir said, World of Phantasm has been chaotic lately, it's true. An NPC group called the Blood Guild cleared a dungeon on their own, and a dungeon completely collapsed due to a bug right afterward. Now players think the NPCs are the cause and are harassing them, worsening the conflict. Actually, there's evidence someone interfered with the Blood Guild. But since the data was wiped along with the dungeon, confirmation failed. The guild suspects a connection to Ryu 7017. I heard the details from Laguna. To her, Ryu is practically a deity. The techniques in his videos are impressive for sure. If only we had a player like him on the raid team, it'd be a breeze. Bisque said, who trusts someone who does dangerous stuff like data deletion? Noir said, True enough. Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, Well, look who it is, a kid? Did a raid crazy kid finally get dragged out of the tower? Bringing in a kid. Isn't this child labor or something? Might get reported. Bisque said, You think I came here just to see your ugly face? Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, Why don't we settle this once and for all? Whoever takes down Ryu 7017 first will inherit Linful's position. Let's settle it for the next guild ace. Bisque said, Oh yeah, I'll make you my lackey. Noir said, Ryu 7017 is confidential info, so don't shout it. Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, And I'm losing my patience here. Bisque said, You think he chickened out and ran? Suddenly a voice said, Looking at the system, huh? What's this all of a sudden? Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, What's going on, new intel? Did they unlock a new level? Noir said, We're nowhere near clearing the 47th floor though. Bisque said, It's not about the 47th floor. This notification is. A system notification flashed. Less than tower floor 1 greater than a new record has been set for the fastest clear less than tower, first floor greater than. New clear time record, hours, minutes, seconds uncharted area discovered, secret place garden of beginnings. Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword. In shock said, Hours? The shortest time on record for clearing the first floor was 72 hours. That's impossible, and that time was with the guild's backup too. Noir said, I can't believe there was still an undiscovered area on the first floor. Does this new record mean they found a new route? Bisk said, just who on earth? What? His teeth as. A system notification announced, Tower first floor clear ranking first place. Ryuki Bisk, shocked and confused, said, Ryuki? Ryu 7017. What on earth is going on? When did he even enter the tower? Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, actually now the record makes sense. I don't know when he got in, but isn't he the one who took down Linful? Noir said, well, I guess with that level of skill, clearing the first floor would be a piece of cake. Linza Guild high-ranking Phantasma, Explosive Sword said, hey kid, if you try the first floor again now, do you think you could set a new record? I'm pretty confident, Bisk said, but who would want to redo the first floor anyway? Especially when it would reset all the tower's progress. Noir looked above and thought to herself, I was completely mistaken. Ryu 7017 isn't someone to underestimate from the start. I should have faced him with everything I had. But now I understand why Gabriel was so cautious about a single unknown like him. The random box device system Egon said, what a shame, Master. You exceeded the target time by 13 minutes. After clearing for over 18 hours non-stop, that's all you have to say. Ryuki said, now that I think about it, that's pretty annoying. You're the one who shortened the target time on your own. The random box device system Egon said, I always propose achievable goals based on your abilities, Master. Ryuki said, come to think of it, the delay was due to that undiscovered area we encountered. What kind of clears did they do up until now if there were still hidden areas on the first floor? The random box device system. Egon said, well, they lack intuition, so it can't be helped, Master. Ryuki said, anyway, this wraps up the preliminary battle, right? Not a bad first clear of Demon's Tower. Let's head back to reality. A few moments later, in reality, Ryuki said, been a while since I logged out. He thought to himself, is it because Akatsuki prepared this place? Unlike the time with Linful, there doesn't seem to be any signs of intrusion. I just hope nothing happens until the objective is achieved. Suddenly, Akatsuki said, how've you been? Your clear of the 15th floor was impressive. Ryuki replied, forget that, get to the point. Akatsuki said, come on, don't say such lonely things. I went to the trouble of setting up a place beyond anyone's surveillance for you. Ryuki responded, we're just using each other for mutual benefit. Akatsuki said, that may be true. Anyway, there's a reason I contacted you. Could you come over here for a bit? I have something I'd like to tell you in person. Ryuki, confused, said, in person? Akatsuki said, it must be important. Could you come right away? Oh, and be careful. Lately, more people have been looking for you in the entertainment district. And when you come, you'll get to see my new body. Ryuki muttered, you're calling me over when I'm dead tired. The random box device system Egon said, you really are just as selfish as Master. Ryuki snapped, shut up. The random box device system Egon said, are you really going to go? Ryuki said, of course I am. The random box device system Egon said, going outside is a high-risk move, and calling me out like this seems strange. Could it be a trap? Ryuki replied, I don't fully trust him either, but I'm not planning to betray him. I'm sick of betrayal. Suddenly, an explosion rocked behind him. Ryuki shouted, what? What's this all of a sudden? Ryuki thought to himself, what was that? The random box device system Egon said, that was the hideout where Master was until recently. It seems likely they've been targeted. Ryuki said, Takatsuki. As the jack-of-all-trades building burst into flames, Ryuki said, damn it. Have they gone this far? Egon, can you pinpoint Akatsuki's location? The random box device system Egon said, scanning. Akatsuki isn't in this area. Ryuki said, I can't even contact him. The random box device system Egon said, it might take time, but should I try tracking through surveillance cameras? Ryuki said, no, there's a faster way. Ryuki punched the wall. As Luga shouted, heh. Ryuki said, aren't you getting tired of showing up? Luga, I knew you were keeping tabs on Akatsuki and me. And you've been dealing with those shady people in black too. Luga said, ugh. Ryuki continued, I've let you slide so far because I was busy, but I didn't think you'd have the guts to go this far. Sorry for underestimating you. From now on, I'll be treating you like someone I intend to kill. Luga said, wait, listen to me. Iron Blood asked me to do it. Them. Iron Blood asked me. Ryuki said, Iron Blood? The random box device system Egon said, those suit-wearing guys we spotted in the alleys before. Luga said, they rule the entertainment district. Arson, murder. It's routine for them. Not even you could defy them. Ryuki, holding a wooden stick, said, Luga, the words you should be saying aren't lame excuses. spit out the location of their base. What's this? Should I be begging for my life, asking for help? Suddenly, one of his black-shirted members shouted, "Captain!" Mission accomplished. We blew up the building he was living in. Then he stopped, eyes wide. What? On due unknown. Ryuki looked at them, thinking to himself, those G guys. The black-shirted member said, What are you doing here? Luga said, you're too late. Ha! What a fool. You're done for now. It won't be like before. My level of armament is different this time. Ryuki gripped his stick harder and said, didn't I already tell you? A system notification appeared. Egon System Instinct, Special Super Rare Level 2 Egon System Enchantment, Special Super Rare Level 1 Egon System Sword Saint, Super Rare Plus Level 4 Egon System Flash Step, Super Rare Plus, Level 1 Egon System Manipulation, Super Rare Plus, YGG Level 1 Egon System Quick Draw, Super Rare, Level 1 Egon System Hawk. Super Rare Level Egon System Meteor Strike, Super Rare Level Egon System Teleportation, Super Rare Level. Ryuki said in fury, what you should be begging for is mercy. Luga shouted to his men, what are you all doing? Stop just standing there and shoot already. But suddenly they screamed in pain, Gwa! Luga thought to himself, I never should have crossed him. Following Iron Blood was a mistake. I never should have gotten involved with them in the first place. That night, I should never have gone to that random box store. A few moments later, the random box device system Egon said, I checked the surveillance cameras. I found footage showing that Iron Blood abducted Akatsuki. It appears to be a plan to use her as a hostage to lure you out, Master. Iron Blood is a level above Black Snake. With their strength and intelligence, it would be tough for the current Master to take them on. I recommend abandoning Akatsuki. Ryuki said, their target is me, I have to go. The random box device system Egon said, Master, do you have that kind of hobby? Ryuki said, no way in hell, I can't afford to lose a valuable ally. Well, since they were polite enough to invite me, I'll have to go meet them. And with that, Ryuki walked away. Former player, now Iron Blood Commander, Crow, said, so, this is our first time meeting in person, isn't it, Akatsuki? I instructed them to bring you here respectfully. Why are you so battered? The old man stammered, well, the digital drugs didn't work on her, and she resisted quite a bit. Crow said, are you an idiot? Of course, that wouldn't work. This is the guy who's been interfering with us using a digital drug neutralizing program. Anyway, what a sorry state you're in. Shizuki said, I didn't even have time to cover up my artificial body thanks to a certain rude someone launching a surprise attack. By the way, I saw something interesting on my way here. Crow said, aren't those all pretty hard to acquire? Where'd you get them? Do you think you're in a position to be asking questions? Time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. Where is Ryu 7017? As he pointed his gun at Shizuki. Shizuki said, why are you after him? Weren't you also at odds with Linza? Crow said, if you keep answering my questions with more questions, I'll shatter that fancy electronic brain of yours. I'm not known for my patience. Shizuki said, you stopped being a player because of Gabriel, right? Wouldn't it be natural to join us in opposing Linza? Suddenly, Crow shot at Shizuki. He said, I told you, I'm not patient. Enough with the charade. Answer now. Next time, I won't just give you a warning. Shizuki said, that's quite a threatening warning. Crow said, this is the last time I'll ask. Where is Ryu 7017? Shizuki said, all I know is the hideout I provided. By now, he's probably already fled, so I don't know. Plus, all communications are cut off here, so there's no way to contact him. Crow said, then what exactly is the technology he's using? Shizuki said, sorry, but I don't know anything about that. I pride myself on my knowledge of technology, but his skills are an exception. That's no human-made technique. Crow said, enough with the nonsense. Do you think you can keep hiding information on Ryu? Shizuki said, it's not like I intended to hide it. I just bought myself some time. Oh, is that? The Trucadia virus chip. Crow was shocked and said, you, how do you know about that? Shizuki said, the Trucadia, the virus discovered in the sci-fi game Labyrinth. When injected into a real human seed, it would have irreversible, terrifying effects, wouldn't it? I was surprised to learn that even digital drugs were based on Yggdrasil's technology. But don't you think this is a bit too much? I recall that there was a huge commotion about it around 10 years ago, and it was completely banned. Imagine what would happen if the public found out. Crow said to himself, this guy, did he hack into our information while being held captive? Crow said, keep a close eye on him until I get back. If he tries anything funny, shoot him on the spot. Shizuki said, "What a coward." Crow said, "Connection failed." The system said, "Is-in connection failed." Crow said, "If you'd like to leave a message." Damn it. They severed the connection on their own. Who the hell are they? He sighed. No matter. I got what I needed, so it doesn't matter. I never thought you'd actually give me a Yggdrasil item. A system notification appeared. Snow Ice Sword, Yggdrasil item freezes everything with extreme cold. Crow said to himself, if I can just get my hands on Ryu 7017's technology, I can escape this trash heap of a pleasure district and reach greater heights. Become stronger and return as a player. Wait for me, Gabriel Darius. I'll blow a giant hole through your face. Suddenly he noticed something and went outside shouting, "What's going on?" His member said, "B-boss, Akatsuki." Shizuki said, "Ah, you're back." Crow said, "You." Shizuki said, "I was thinking while you were gone. I thought maybe I'd enjoy being the damsel in distress. But life is all about survival. And then, I had a good idea. And then, she exploded. As the glass shattered, Crow managed to block the blast with the ice sword. Crow said, You crazy bastard. He blew himself up." Shizuki said, "Ha ha ha. This isn't quite self-destruction, you see. Quite the fascinating sight, isn't it? To be precise, I only exploded my body, the most important part of me, my head. In other words, my brain is hidden in one of these drones." Crow said, "You monster." Shizuki said, "I don't want to hear that from scum who sell drugs. Now let's begin a fun little game of tag." Crow attacked the drones, yelling, "Damn it!" Suddenly his bald men shouted, "Boss, are you all right? Why did it suddenly explode?" Crow said, "Akatsuki's real body split up and ran. Don't just stand there. Spread out and find him. There's only one passage connecting to the outside. Bring in the tracking items." A system notification appeared. Hunter's eye necklace tracks the boss within a specified range. Crow said, "Share the drone locations. Destroy them as soon as they're found." The bald man said, "There it is. Shoot it down." A system notification followed. Bubblegun fires bubbles to trap the target. Another notification. Lightning spear fires lightning at the speed of light. As the drones were hit, suddenly they exploded. The bald man said, "Drone destroyed." His friend added, "This one's down too. There's another one hiding here." Crow said to himself, "This is troublesome. They're taking down the dummies faster than expected." Crow said, "Tag. Such a childish, irritating game. So the main body was hiding like a rat, huh? If there's one thing I can commend, you're the first besides Gabriel who's made me go to this much trouble." Shizuki said, "I had confidence in my stealth tech, but once they start using tracking items, it's impossible. Of course, that doesn't mean I've given up." And he shot a beam of light at Crow. Crow shot at the drone and said, "A gun alone can't faze me, can it? I'd like to make you suffer for all the trouble you've caused, but I'm tired of you thrashing around, so I'll kill you as you wish." Shizuki said, "Do you enjoy gambling?" Crow said, "What?" Shizuki said, "I'm not a fan, but this time, I bet my life. I did my best. Now all I can do is wait for the result." Crow said, "That gamble has led to your current sorry state." And he stabbed the drone with his ice sword. He said, "Now, I'll finish off your pathetic end right here." Suddenly, Ryuki appeared and blocked the attack. Ryuki said, "For the scum selling drugs, do you have the resolve to face revenge for daring to mess with my ally?" And he pushed Crow away with his sword. He asked the random box device system Egon, "What is the condition of Yugo and Akatsuki?" The random box device system Egon said, "Fortunately, they are safe. They are in a hibernation state, so if we connect them to an external device later, recovery will be easy." Ryuki looked back and said, "Is that Akatsuki? Even calling that a living being seems like a stretch." Crow said to his men, "You useless fools, hurry up and assist. You came in from underground, and yet you couldn't even defend the stairs. What were you doing?" His men said, I'm so sorry. I'll take care of it immediately." And they started aiming at Ryuki. Ryuki said, "Damn it. Coming here in droves like this," and he picked up Shizuki. Ryuki said, "I let you off because I was in a hurry." What is this?" The random box device system Egon said, Master, it's dangerous." As multiple projectiles came close to Ryuki, suddenly it exploded. A few moments later, Ryuki picked up the old man, groaning in pain. He said, Please help Mont Keiki." Crow said to himself, "Damn IIT, even if they're weaklings, I used items, and yet it was so easily." The random box device system Egon said, "I almost died in such an anticlimactic way. Fortunately, I am safe too." Crow said, "I don't know who you are, but kindly get lost before I have to deal with you. I have no personal feelings. I'm just following orders from above." Ryuki said, "Oh, no personal feelings, you say?" In the past, a person had said to Ryuki, "Why don't you just try to turn this into a positive? The unpaid hospital bills and treatment fees alone are not small. How do you plan on paying them now that you've become unknown? Your attendant's body will be kept at the hospital for 3 weeks. If you pay the outstanding balance during that time, the body will be returned. If that's not possible, we will dispose of the body. The problem is, even storing the body costs money. So, the body will be put up for auction as a product in the city's auction house. Important clients include perverted collectors and researchers. What they do with the body is..." Ryuki, working hard at the mines, shouted in frustration, "Shut up!" As he picked up stones, he continued, 3 more weeks. If you can gather the unpaid amount by then, that's fine. Get my mother out of the hospital. Once she's out, then we'll handle the funeral. Accept reality." Suddenly, a person behind him said, "Face reality. Even if it takes not 3 weeks but 3 years, it won't work. The amount of money an unknown can receive is limited. But as an unknown myself, I'll have to help each other and live on. Why don't you volunteer for an experiment I know about? This chip contains the security data for the entire city. With this, we should be able to infiltrate the hospital. Anyway, it's still in the experimental stage, so verification is necessary. Don't you think it's a deal that's not bad for both of us?" Ryuki held the chip and muttered to himself, "Security data, you say? This is absurd. Saint Hospital is not a place that can be hacked so easily." Ryuki exhaled deeply and began downloading the data. As he looked at the contents, his eyes widened in shock. This is a lie, right? This really contains the security data for the entire city. It even includes data for Saint Hospital. With this, I can save my mother. At the hospital, the door to the morgue opened. Ryuki approached the body drawers, took out the body of his mother, and dragged it into the alley. Exhausted, he collapsed to the ground, grinning in excitement as he said, I did IIT. This is a miracle. This is all thanks to the data in that chip. Where could such massive data have come from? Suddenly, his mother began to stir and said, "Ryuki." Ryuki froze, confused. And mother? Why is mother? He cried out, hugging her tightly as he sobbed. You were alive. Suddenly, a voice clapped its hands and said, "Congratulations, Ryuki. You finally did it." It was Cynthia. Lynn Feldarius, the vice leader of the Linza Guild, said, "Now all that's left is to return to Linza." Ryuki, still reeling, said, Linfel? He turned to Cynthia. Cynthia? Cynthia apologized. "I'm truly sorry. Let's go back to the guild together." Ryuki shouted, "What nonsense are you talking about? Why are you here?" As his mother suddenly vanished like dust, Ryuki was left stunned and confused. Mother? He woke up on the floor, groaning in confusion. A voice spoke to him. "What? You woke up sooner than I thought. Did you have a fun time? Well, the trial version was probably ending soon. I'll give you that as an experiment cost. You look confused, don't you?" The voice continued. 7017. The chip you happily downloaded back then. That was data drug. I don't know what you saw, but it was all hallucinations and delusions. Ryuki looked at the chip in disbelief. Damn it, I'm sure mother. His new companion said, "Pull yourself together. Look around properly. Do you know where you are? From here on, it's pay to play." Suddenly, Ryuki punched the person in the face, trying to strike again. But more people stepped on him, one of them snarling, "Damn it, weakling, have you lost your mind? Just get the money, and I'll give you the chip." Ryuki trembled in pain on the floor. "Mother, I have to save her." Then he paused and thought, "Wait, how much time has passed? Mother." A voice interrupted, "You fool, it's been over a month. Don't talk nonsense. It's already been put up for auction. I don't even need the hospital fee, so don't come back. Do you know how many complaints we've gotten about an unknown like you hanging around?" In the present, Crow blocked Ryuki's sword with a sneer. You bastard, my snow ice sword. For a bug like you, and you unknown." Suddenly, Crow charged at Ryuki. Ryuki managed to strike him in the throat. Crow gasped in pain. Gah. Crow growled, "You said you had no personal feelings." Ryuki replied, "Sorry, but I do have some personal feelings." Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.